same things we call
What
them.
was the last name? Say it on three. One,
No.
two.
Hannah, what about you?
I am Irish. My mom's side has a good amount of Irish in them.
Are they St. Patrick's Day celebrators?
They are, very much so. Today, I woke up and my mom,
Was she happier today?
she was pretty happy. She
Yeah.
wanted me to wear beads and shamrock earrings, and she had a whole collection of green things that I should wear.
You're wearing green.
I am wearing green.
Tell me about your sweatshirt.
This is my sister's sweatshirt that I stole. She's
Okay.
probably going to contact me about that later.
Theft.
It says the Lou, and it has a shamrock on it, and it says St. Patrick's Day.
Cute sweatshirt. I found out, I think 2 or 3 years ago, that I am 1/8 Irish. I did not know that.
1/8?
1/8. My grandmother, the one who is from Australia, I'm saying this, Dad usually correct me if I'm wrong here, but she's from Australia. Well, where do you come from if you're from Australia? There are several places it could be. Well, she is part Irish. She's also has Chinese portion of her lineage is
sense.
Chinese, being in that neck of the woods. And I think that's something that my dad found out when he took one of those. I don't know. Mom probably took his DNA when he was sleeping.
Do a little cheek swab here, and there we go.
Just
in the mail.
But I was always, I'm not mad at people who say, I don't care about what other people do. I just don't have a lot of like rah behind, ooh, let's do Irish things on this one day. You know, like I'm not, there's not a specific day when I'm wanting to eat Italian food. I will eat Italian food at any time. And I don't know that I have any Italian in my lineage. German, if you think German, what do you think? Mr. German representation here.
I do not think good food. I can tell you that. English
not the
either.
best food.
I've got a lot of German and British in my background, and neither one of those are great food countries.
Germany actually has really good food. It's not attractive food.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like the food is good.
I actually don't love it, but I know what you're saying.
Sausages and beers and cold pasta dishes. They're not bad foods, but it's not sexy food.
Yeah.
You don't think of bratwurst as like a delicacy.
Here's another type of wurst. Here's another sausage.
Yeah.
You know, it's all just that.
Italian food.
Now, Italian food
Beautiful
I love.
food.
Yeah.
Well, just you know, like, what is it? What would you say, Hannah? The vibe of the food.
That's what you would say, right?
It's more elegant.
Yes, that's what she would say. That's the vibe.
Asian food is the same way.
I would
Yes.
not say
It's
that.
very beautiful to look at, and it's delicious.
Yes. I don't know.
I feel like the Germans just like slop.
Man,
stuff on the
Hannah
plate.
going in on the Germans.
Hey, today's the day to do it, though. Don't worry about it. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
We can't offend the Irish.
Just say it's because I'm Irish.
Yeah, I am Irish.
I think I am also 75% German as well.
Yeah.
So it's St. Patrick's Day. If this is a high holy day for you, happy St. Patrick's Day. If this is a day that you enjoy drinking green beer, but it has nothing to do with your heritage, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I am wearing a green hair tie.
Look at you going all out.
Wow.
I did look. I spent probably 4 to 5 whole minutes in my house looking for something green to put on, and I want credit for that because the only reason why I did that is for you people. It's for the people listening to the show who might tune into the YouTube live and want to know where my green is. I'm wearing a sweatshirt that I have that in my mind, when I was thinking about what I was going to wear this morning, I thought, oh, I'll get the like rainbow colored sweatshirt I have from Orlando, and I put it on and it's got every color in the rainbow but green. What the heck is this? And I just thought it was fun and cute, and I decided to wear it anyway. So that part I did for me. But the 4 to 5 minutes of searching my house for a green hair bow from Molly, that was for you people. And I just found a hair tie. But I tried.
That is similar to what me and Brad were doing this morning. What we were texting, what is fun and cute. We decided on these things, but we forgot to wear green. But that was just our normal texting.
Logo on your hoodie is coming off.
You noticed, did you?
What's happening over there?
It's not a super expensive hoodie.
It's like a 3D alligator.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's the tail flaps in the
Stop
wind.
touching it.
The tail on that alligator.
This is entirely a visual joke. If you're listening to the radio, you go,
You're
what the heck are they doing?
flicking it.
I'm just
It's
flicking this little
weird.
thing.
Where would you, Hannah, if you were to describe the placement of the 3D tail flipping alligator, how would you describe that?
the location of the alligator?
Yeah,
his
right
sweatshirt.
around this zone right here, this little circle right here. Blip, 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 blip.
It's on
Is it
his-
cold in here?
She's
on
like, I
his
don't want to say.
on his chest somewhere, on his pec.
There you go.
Yeah, right
That's
on
good
my
enough.
peck. That's a great way to put it.
Man, the YouTube
Stop touching it.
live viewers
I
are
can't.
plummeting right now. They've turned us off. Oh.
Ooh, man. Now it's getting hot in here.
Let's listen to Joe Rogan.
It's not perfect, but
It's
the way
not.
this country is run is so superior to any system that is anywhere else in the world because of the checks and balances that were put in place by the founding fathers. They knew that tyranny is a natural course of progression for human nature. It's just what people do when they get in control. They become dictators, and they put all these checks and balances in the House and the Senate, and they did it all with the Electoral College to make sure that this term limits, make sure that you can't do that. Make sure you can't do what Putin's doing. Make sure you can't do what Kim Jong-un's doing. Because when you get into a position like that, just look at what they try to do. Look at what people try to do to stop criticism on Twitter. They can send the FBI to Twitter to try to remove people from Twitter because they're saying things that interferes with the way they govern.
So let's take a moment. We do have holidays where we celebrate the United States. That's just every day. But we also have a few in between there that do the same thing. But just for a minute, though, isn't it important to, in this moment in time where you have somebody who's in charge of the United States federal government by way of Joe Biden and his party that had 2 years of control, isn't it still important to recognize the beauty of how we're designed here? The limitations that still exist when a party has such strong power across the board in our federal government. In 2022, America did decide to put an additional check and balance on the Democrats and what they're doing. Certainly not as much as what everybody anticipated, but that has a lot to do as well with the idea that you can't just say, well, that side's doing bad. Obviously, everybody's going to vote for this side now and expect people to show up. You do have to work to earn it. To what Joe Rogan is saying there, when it comes to this country that we're in, there is a lot to be celebrated right now. And watching President Biden with his whims, his political whims, that I think we're going to start seeing more and more pop up in speeches that he does, and then he doesn't take any questions. These are campaign speeches for an election we're not sure he's actually competing in. The idea that we have the checks and balances, the word that Joe Rogan says, we have a system to prevent tyranny and censorship. And I feel like in my lifetime right now, that's being tested more than it ever has before.
I would agree with that 100%. Because it's just like he said, the people, when given the opportunity, it's human nature to grasp control and try to centralize control. And whatever the opportunity was, be it COVID or whatever, they're like, here's how we can control the information. And if we can control the information, then we can control the message. And if we can control the message, then we can control the people. And that's just what they're trying to do.
We have to also pay attention to the means with which they try to manipulate the checks and the balances, the way the government structure is put together. You can see this very much so in the way that they are doing it outside, where government is infiltrating into the private sector, and they're doing and implementing policies, procedures, different ways to persuade culture and business and essentially the flow of power outside of the public governmental realm, but through the means of regulations and mandates and investments.
Like, all that is natural. And the founding fathers of this country were the only people that put together a system to mitigate that. And over time, these corrupt have done an amazing job of trying to chip away at that, or convince people that it should be chipped away at, and convince people that freedom's not important. What's important is equity and inclusiveness and diversity. And no. That's a sheep costume that the wolf wears. And the wolf is control. The wolf is control over people and forcing people to bend to your ideological will.
So when you consider the composition of how the United States was formed and how we came together and what things were the most important to our founding fathers, it was really to make sure that the government was never going to be able to consolidate power in any one place in order to take over control of the people. And the First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason. And Joe Rogan, of all people, who is, to some people, a pothead, who has a podcast, who's big into wrestling, and all of these things that, maybe aren't really what I would consider to be, wrestling kind of is, super conservative based. He's out here saying super pro-amendment first things, or via the First Amendment, very principled, liberty-based things. And it's important for the entire foundation of the government. It doesn't even necessarily have to be that Joe Rogan, everything that he's saying is right there. But he is pointing out something that's really important to understand. And that is that the government's ability in clandestine ways to push these policies that funnel money and then therefore power back into the structure, the people who are in power, through diversity, equity, and inclusion measures, through ESG measures, and through the education system, it's massively impactful. And Ryan, it really is going to influence the culture probably generationally, and the fixes, the solutions for it are going to have to be implemented now. And we might not see the fruits of that labor for generations as well.
Yeah, we for a long time in this country taught the way of the American system of freedom of thought, freedom of religion, freedom of speech in schools. That was the bedrock of how we taught our system to our kids. We in this generation, last probably 2 generations, have not done that at all. The nice thing is, because of the decentralization of power that you guys are talking about and that Joe Rogan's talking about, there are still voices out there, Joe Rogan being one of them, us being one of them, a lot of internet media existing. That's how people are still learning about what it means to have the American system. Because if you're not learning that, then you're very easily persuaded otherwise. You're persuaded by these arguments that in the moment sound good, that he was talking about diversity, equity, those kind of things. They sound really good in the moment, but they undermine the whole system if you allow them to usurp everything in their name. And I'm actually encouraged when I hear somebody like Joe Rogan, who seems like such a just casual guy, go on these intellectual diatribes that maybe you don't agree with everything he says, but he's doing it for the common man. He's explaining these ideas very, very well, and more power to him.
I really think it's important to always assess as well. The more on the nose it is about like how obvious everybody's going to be for this. Who's against diversity? Who's opposed to equity? Who's for exclusion? Like, that's not really something that on face value you're going to hear that, give much thought to it, and go, well, of course, it's fine with me. I don't hate anybody. Why is that such a common phrase? I don't hate anybody. Because the default is that if you haven't said so, you do. And so they have wonderful marketing, wonderful PR to make these things seem socially on the face very palatable, but the measures that they're taking within these processes are much more nefarious. And it all comes back to consolidation of power and influence and money through government. And that is where you start getting into fascist conversations. We're going to take a quick break, talk a little bit more about this when we come back. Today's YouTube live chat poll: which show member would make the best Secretary of Transportation? We're not 100% sure what the qualifications for the job are, so maybe you know. Let us go to the YouTube live chat. It's on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We're broadcasting live there as we do every day, and you can go vote there. I think you can make the case for all of us in different ways. So we're wondering what your qualifications are. Go vote in the Annie Frey YouTube live chat. We'll be back in just a minute. Don't go away.
Just a little bit. I ain't gonna do you wrong. Why you gone? I ain't gonna do you
The
wrong.
Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Just a little bit, baby.
Michael's Flooring Outlet, put a spring in your step with new floors from Michael's Flooring Outlet. If this weekend involves starting your search for new floors for your home, maybe you're finishing the basement in your house and you want to get something that's nice, that's going to let the kids run around on it and have fun, or maybe you got buddies coming over and a little drink gets spilled here and there. You want to make sure it's not going to ruin the floors. You go to Michael's Flooring Outlet. You say, this is where we're going to put this flooring. Maybe it's a commercial project that you are working on. Michael's will walk you through shopping for the perfect flooring for you. If you're looking for carpet in a commercial space, but you want to do carpet tiles, makes it a lot easier to replace if there's an incident, then they have a whole bunch of different options for you. If you're looking for beautiful carpet, maybe for your bedroom, that Mohawk Smart Strand line, very, very, very nice carpeting. You can walk over the different types of pads that they have available for you when you make those different investment levels. You know what you're investing in. Michael's, with multiple locations and a St. Louis owned and operated family business, is there to help you through this whole process. Shop with them online at igotfloor.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
The real estate market continues to make headlines for buyers and sellers. The big dilemma for sellers is finding the right buyer willing to pay the right price. Hi, Mark Cox here. And while most agents will make big promises, Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty will actually present you with an upfront written guarantee. It states Gloria will sell your home at your agreed to price and time frame, or she will buy it, guaranteed in writing. Does your agent compare to that? Gloria's able to make this bold offer because she already has the buyers. So before you list your home, do your research, get to know Gloria Liu like I have. Call today, ask about her no obligation cash offer program or her guaranteed sold program. It's 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and the seller must agree on the price and the possession date.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But inflation and recession has you wondering if all your hard-earned equity will still be there. What if you could recession-proof your equity right now? You can with TrueHold. TrueHold will buy your home for its best current value before a recession can erode it. You get to bank all the cash now and live in your home for as long as you want. And TrueHold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance. And since TrueHold pays your home's current value in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't wait for inflation, recession, and interest rates to erode your home's value. Visit TrueHold.com and discover how much TrueHold will buy your home for today based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's TrueHold.com.
Cast your vote where it really matters. Local school boards. The Save Our Schools rally is Tuesday, March 28th. Come meet the candidates who align with your values. Go to 971talk.com/events and join us March 28th, 5 to 8 p.m. at Winty's in Chesterfield.
Ah, yes. Well, looky here, ah, what do we have? Another pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know that I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing, 'cause at the end of the night, it is her I'll be holding. I love you so. Hey,
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
I'm okay with trans women competing in women's sporting events, as long as I'm allowed to bet. Yes, I would like to put all my money on the lady with the size 11 sneaker, please. I've got a feeling about her.
You have to stop for a second and ask yourself why you're laughing.
Because there's truth in it?
You're okay with women playing, trans women playing in sports if you're allowed to bet. It's a ridiculous joke. That's the important part. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, exactly. And I say this is a heart issue for me because I am a former female athlete. I don't know, maybe I'm still female. I don't know if I'm still an athlete. Do you get to be an athlete for the rest of your life if you're still active in athletic
Like
things?
they always call you president after you're not the president anymore?
I don't know if that's
Here is
really what
athlete Annie Frey.
No, that's not. No, that's not what
I think you do.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're an athlete.
I mean, I still golf. I can still play basketball and volleyball and still box and stuff like that. I guess that's an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not competing against anybody but myself at this point, which is, I guess, what age is.
Yeah, you always would be compared against the age you're at, right? So if you're 38, you're competing against other 38-year-old women.
That's not what people. I don't think a lot of people who competed in athletics in school at whatever level. You're never competing with people your age. You're always competing with the person who you were. You always know what you were capable of, and you spend the rest of your life just trying to hold on to it. And once you can't grasp it anymore, you just want to keep it in sight as it slowly fades away into the sunset to be gone forever.
So this is the opposite of comedy.
This is sadness.
So let's do a segment that's all just lament.
I could do a whole show on that. When his name is Derek, is it Linguinus?
I don't know how to pronounce that.
I always want to make sure I give people credit or blame when they say things and we're putting them out there and using them on the show. And I hate it when I look down. I'm like, oh, how do I say that? But when he talks about this and says that he's okay with trans women playing in women's athletics as long as you can bet on it, it's absurd and hilarious because it points out exactly what everybody knows, is that it's not a fair fight. And if somebody can use that scenario, because you're supposed to look at that, if Leah Thomas is in the swimming pool competing against biological females and you get to bet on it, who's not betting on Leah Thomas? Mm-hmm. Who isn't betting on Leah Thomas? Obviously. And if it's so obvious, why do we not care about the other girls in that pool? That frustrates me to no end. Chaya Rychik, who is the creator of Libs of TikTok here.
Explain to me what you mean by grooming, because this has become it's a controversial word, right? Yeah.
Up until recently, if you write it on Twitter, then you were banned. Grooming is tearing down childhood innocence by confusing children with gender ideology about their identity. And we're seeing a lot of that in schools, in other institutions.
She's right. There is a blurring of lines when it comes to children, what they're choosing for themselves, what they are capable of understanding, of being able to commit to, small things, very large things. We have a biological standard on various different things that children are able to do at specific ages because we determine them to be mentally and physically capable at a specific time to participate in things like driving, in things like drinking, in things like fighting for your country, voting. Why do they have to wait until they're 18 to vote? Are you worried they're going to make a bad decision or an uninformed decision? Why are we investing in trans babies? Give me a break. I saw somebody, I think it was on Twitter, said something to the effect of, we are going to invest in understanding. Well, I'll just play this here real quick. This is the Lieutenant Governor from Minnesota.
When our children tell us who they are, it is our job as grown-ups to listen and to believe them.
No! No!
That's what it means to be a good parent.
No! No! It's actually 9 out of 10 times the exact opposite. Your kids have really stupid ideas about a whole lot of things. They're usually wrong. And your job is to let them be as wrong as they possibly can and to experience mistakes as much as they possibly can until the consequence is too much of a burden for them to bear because they're too young to understand what they're really doing. Sometimes you tell the kid 3 times, don't do that. And they do it a 4th time. And the consequence of doing it the 4th time is worth allowing that child to endure because they haven't learned the first 3 times when you told them. Sometimes you're going to tell them 3 times and you're going to tell them 4 and 5 and 6 and you're never going to not tell them. You're always going to step in because if you don't, the consequence is too much for them to bear as a child. Saying that your job as a parent, as a good parent, is to listen to them? What are we talking about? That's crazy.
This morning, I kid you not, when I was leaving to come to work this morning, only my youngest, my 5-year-old, was awake. And I said, "What you doing, buddy?" He's like, "Well, I'm a ninja." And I was like, "Well, that's not really what I had in mind. I was talking more about."
Are you a male ninja or a
No,
female ninja?
I didn't. The best thing I could do is in fantasy say, "Oh, that's cool," not believing that he's actually a ninja. And telling him, why don't you go up on the roof then and do 2 backflips and land on your feet if you're a ninja?
Or trot him out on social media and try to explain that
Yes.
everybody will refer to him now as a ninja and making it everybody else's concern.
But that's the permanence with which we're saying, oh, you decided this? Well, then go do 3 backflips off of our second-story roof and land on your feet.
It's not go do 3 backflips off our second-story roof. There are parents out there that are grabbing their kid by the hand and taking them up on the roof and having them do the backflips. There's no regard, and you said it, permanence. The steps that people are taking are permanent. They can backtrack a little bit, but they have made permanent alterations to their child. And that to me is unacceptable.
The reason why I wanted to play the clip of that comedian first and then talk about how the creator of Libs of TikTok on Twitter is discussing grooming, and then go to the lieutenant governor of Minnesota, who's talking about trans babies and saying that good parents need to listen to their kids when their kids say something. Somebody says the stupidest thing I've ever heard as a parent. I can't even believe this person supports their in public office. The reason why I want to walk it that way is because what Leah Thomas is doing, there was just a track relay team, and there's a trans female athlete on that, and they smoked the competition. This is something people are like, we'll get it here if we haven't yet. I haven't read the comments yet. But how many trans women athletes do you know personally in real life who are doing that? Does it matter? Every time it happens, it's a news story. And they're using it because they're being influencers. They want attention. If they just wanted to do, like, don't come at me and be like, oh, they just want to live their life, Annie. You just need to leave them. No, they don't. No, their parents don't. Their parents are the ones who are instigating all of this or encouraging all of this, are putting them all over social media to make sure that the biggest thing that's most important to these parents is that you're okay with it. It's not even about the kid. It's about controlling what everybody else out there does or says or thinks about their child, which makes it not about their child at all. It makes it all about them. There is a huge difference and progression in biological men who believe themselves to be female and they want to transition to being female. That in and of itself is its own thing, and that doesn't affect me and my life or my kids' lives in a way that is going to make me aggress that person, push back on that person. I just don't have a lot to say about it because it's not my life, and I'm not going to come out and push hate towards somebody. I don't think that that's ever the right way to handle any of those situations. If that's how they want to live their life in this country, they have the right to do that. You take that one step further, and now this person who was born a male wants to be a female. Now you push them into the athletic sphere. And all that is forcing everybody to accept the reality that that individual lives in. But when Leah Thomas gets in the swimming pool to compete against girls, Leah is taking something away from other people. Now you're inviting other people to have an opinion and push back. Then, and I go back and forth on, we've shared some of those videos here, the one guy female. I'm trying to be respectful here. I get messages after I do these segments that are like, stop calling such and such a she, it's a he. You be you. I'm doing this because my intention here is literally not to disrespect these people. And so if I say she and you believe it's a he, that's up to you. I'm just saying it to be respectful because I don't feel like anybody's ever respectful back. I'd like to lead in that way, regardless of how I feel about it. The one individual who starts every video with, "Hi, kids."
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I know the name. It's Jeffrey Marsh.
Yeah, that's right.
Those videos scare me.
They should. They're horrifying. If I walk into a library, classroom, public place, and that individual is saying those things to my kid in a one-on-one conversation, I'm going to need a lawyer. Simple as that. That individual and the way that they are approaching these conversations directly towards kids, talking to kids saying that your parents are screwing up, talking to these kids, telling them they need to cut their parents out of their lives, inviting them to have one-on-one conversations with this individual. Ryan, I don't know how you feel about it. You've got kids. But if a heterosexual white man was going on the internet and saying these types of things to children, they would be in grave legal trouble.
Look, it's not even just about sex. If somebody approaches my kids and is talking to them, regardless about topically, I'm already a little bit wary about it. Now, they might just be really nice and they're just saying something nice to the kid. That's fine. But it's got to go through the filter, and that filter is me. That always has to happen. So if you then take that conversation into sex, there's going to be real problems between you and me in person. And online, we're just expected to go, that's fine. Let's just let that happen.
Andy, I do think that difference is huge about what, like, a straight white man saying those comments to a kid versus a homosexual is worlds different, and it shouldn't be.
What about a heterosexual white female school teacher?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Saying, what about a 30-year-old female high school teacher going on, making the video, saying the exact thing about 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16, 17-year-old, 10-year-old, 8-year-old trans babies? What age are we not including here? Take a 30-year-old female school teacher saying those words, because you know what? Teachers, 3 of us here are married to teachers. They see incredibly troubled children every single day. And I believe that my husband and I are raising my kids and nobody else is doing that. We have a lot of help from a lot of people, but it's on us. That's our responsibility. But I completely love the teachers that my children have that help us protect our kids and contribute to what's best for our children. And in a public school especially, Brad, I was telling you some things last night that I'm not going to say on the air, but like what our spouses know takes place in the lives, even the kids who seem like they might have it completely together at home.
Right.
Incredible trouble taking place within their home, turmoil within their lifestyle. These teachers know this stuff. What if those teachers, what if as a 30-year-old female teacher going on Twitter, TikTok, whatever, saying the exact words that this individual is saying to these troubled youths about stop talking to your parents. You can talk to me. And he finishes everyone with, I love you. You don't possibly have the ability to love somebody you've never met like that before.
No.
Yeah, it's really sick. And it's a good example.
It's really
It's a very
sick.
good example to switch that around and say, just because we're here, picture me or Brad doing that online, saying those exact words to children Or picture it to a young girl. Picture one of us saying those things to a young girl. You would vomit in your mouth thinking about that. But this guy's fine because he puts makeup on.
It's so shocking. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because for me, and I'm not speaking for Ryan, I'm not speaking for Brad, I'm not speaking for Hannah, I'm just speaking for me. There are varying degrees of what is going on here. The idea of transgenderism existing as a lifestyle, you can be appalled and disgusted and incredibly vocal about what this influencer is doing on Twitter and not have hate in your heart for the person who's living their life as transgender, whether you agree with it or not. We have to be able to have a conversation where we put all of these things on the table, where you look at somebody like Leah Thomas, who is winning first place by cannonballing into a pool and beating all of the biological girl athletes that are there. Some of it we can, kind of laugh or chuckle at. Some of it we should be enraged about. All of it, they're trying to scare you into not being even interested in breathing near the topic. And that's breeding this type of influence on the internet. And as a mom, not here for that. And Ryan, I'd assume as a mom yourself, neither are you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally agree with that sentence.
Wiggins America, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about AI when we come back. Ryan's got a great Wiggins America set up for us, and you come join us on the YouTube live chat poll and tell us which show member would make the best Secretary of Transportation. Who here has the chops to work up to the wonderful job that Pete Buttigieg is doing?
I got a strong opinion about this one. I'm not going to tell you yet, but it's going to surprise you.
Are you still formulating it?
No, it's done.
Are you supporting yourself?
No, I'm not. That's what's going to surprise you.
All right. Well, it must be Brad, because women drivers, you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. Again, I agree with that sentence.
I just want to do all of the gender stereotypes
Just
here
do
in
it. Just
one
get it all
segment
out.
and get it done. Stick around, Wiggins America, in just a minute.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Stewart's American Mortgage, the bagel loan, is waiting for you to help you make that home purchase when you're shopping for a home. And you found that house in the perfect neighborhood with the perfect layout. You want to make the offer. You want to get it. And you want to win. And you want to make it your home. What you do is you contact Stewie. You call him, you text him at 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440. And when you reach out to Stewie, he is going to connect you with the bagel loan. Now, if you have a loan that's $200,000 or more and you use the bagel loan, you're not going to pay any fees that other lenders out there are going to charge you for. How about saving on all of those closing costs? When you're making an offer and you know that you're not going to have to pay for those closing costs, you can make a more aggressive offer. If you are partnered with Stewie and you've got your pre-approval done, you yourself can go generate those pre-approval letters that you need when you need them, not waiting on a third party to make it happen, by utilizing the tool on his website. Stewie is there to help you, and he's not going to draw you down a path that's not the best for you. He's going to care about you in that old-fashioned business way each and every time. 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan and MLS number 226715.
At Diamonds Direct, we want to make something very clear. We will absolutely beat the price of any comparable diamond that you find anywhere else. No fine print, no disclaimers, just a rock-solid, unqualified, nationwide price guarantee. And this goes for 1-carat diamonds as well as 15 and 20-carat diamonds. You see, at Diamonds Direct, we're more than just another jewelry store. We're part of a world diamond powerhouse with direct access to the world's top diamond mines. We have our own diamond cutters too, so we are active in every aspect of the diamond market every single day, from source to showroom. So when you see a diamond somewhere else, online or in a store, or from some so-called supplier, just know that apples for apples, you will get a better price at Diamonds Direct. Our volume, our connections, our buying power make this possible, and it's why we've never ever lost a sale due to price. So at a time when value means so much, we invite you to take this challenge and let us prove it. Day in and day out, you will always get a better quality diamond at a better price at Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Online at diamondsdirect.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The only person who can change your life is you, but you need to know how. Listen to my show, The Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins.
Listen to The Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
Have you always dreamed of a lush green lawn? Get that beautiful curb appeal without the hassle by calling Professional Irrigation Systems. They'll install your new automatic lawn sprinkler system and give you a variety of options and warranties. Don't spend half your day lugging a hose around watering your lawn. Let Professional Irrigation Systems do the work for you. They offer spring activations, backflow testing, mid-season tune-ups, and winterization. Call the pros that have been in business for 20 years. Professional Irrigation Systems. Online at proirrigation.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Warmer days are coming. Time to schedule your annual AC system check for as little as $15 a month. For any residential or commercial HVAC services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
Mining for truth in a landscape of BS. 97.1 FM Talk. Listening to the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Back to the Annie Frey Show. Man.
Lively.
Some off-air conversations about underwear. Well, hold on. I want to talk about, let's do Wiggins America in the next segment. I'll give you more time if you're okay with that. Because we don't have much time here.
Fine. As long as we can talk about a couple other things too, like my bracket position in the Odyssey pool.
Is anybody in here in that pool?
No.
Nobody cares, Ryan.
Okay.
It sounds like it's probably good. High fives. We're all really proud of you.
Thank you.
But Brad made a really good point off the air, and we were talking about transgenderism and you know, if you were, I've seen this be made before we were discussing it here, but anorexia. You want to kind of articulate that point?
So with transgenderism, you have an individual whose mind doesn't agree with what their body is. And so the treatment for that now is to make the body match the mind. But it's the only disorder that we do that with. If a person is anorexic, their mind is telling them that they are overweight. And therefore they do crazy things like they don't eat. Sometimes anorexia leads into bulimia, and they all of these different things. Anorexics will overly exercise and all this other stuff. So if we were to take the same attitude toward a person with anorexia as we do toward a person that believes they're transgender or that is transgender, what we would tell that person is, hey, let's get you some lap band surgeries. Let's put you on a strict diet regimen.
You affirm the thoughts.
Yeah, you affirm the thoughts to the detriment and the health of the individual.
Yeah.
And so, like, if we did that to a person with anorexia, they would be dead within weeks or months.
And as I mentioned off air, we have started to do that with body dysmorphia for people who are overweight.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, if you have a condition, if you have an overeating condition, if you're a binge eater, if you are I don't know what all the other ones are, but if you are somebody who has an obsessive, compulsive relationship with food and it's caused you to be overweight, societally, we have now said, you're fantastic exactly the way you are. What if that's not what's best for your health? We're more interested in massaging the concerns of the mind at the detriment of the physical health of the individual collectively. Now, it just because society would say, you know what? Binge eating at 10 o'clock, even though that makes you feel good, and that's what your natural inclination is to do, participating in that behavior is not good for your health, and societally, culturally, medically, we would say that you should make a change. You can still choose to binge eat at 10 o'clock. You're still making a choice. It's counterculture. This is why I bring up every once in a while, my lifestyle choice is to be the most boring, conservative, Christian, suburban, white girl living in, suburban St. Louis. It's not, to me, that's about as mainstream as it gets. But at this point in time, with the way culture has moved, that's about as counterculture as you can get.
Yeah, it's such a weird time to be, because that's very true. And the whole idea that you can love somebody by just telling them what they want to hear, that is the mantra of 2020. That is America now. And you are mean and evil if you say anything to the contrary of anybody's given opinion. And especially certain opinions that are protected more than others. But really, almost any opinion you have, if somebody disagrees with you, even respectfully disagrees with you, you are considered hateful if you just say something that makes somebody feel bad in a moment.
If you're around somebody and you care about them, and you see repetitive behavior that is to that person's own detriment, if you care about them, you say something. If you don't care about them, then you just let their demise ensue. If you truly wouldn't care, why would you involve yourself in that conflicting moment?
Yeah.
To help somebody who you don't care about.
Yeah. The least loving thing you can do walking past somebody on the street is just maybe like, hey, you're doing great. Good job. If you actually invest in that person, I'm not saying that everybody can do this, but if you invest time in that person, then you're loving them. And that's what it takes.
Art says it's deranged to bully a group of people because of a medical diagnosis. You'd have to really define what bullying is, because loving those people and speaking to those people, speaking truth, that's a big thing to those people, is the most loving thing you can do. All right, Wiggins America, when we come back.
Yay.
The Cardinals open the 2023 season at home on Thursday, March 30th. So don't miss the tradition and the excitement of opening day at Busch Stadium. That day, all fans 21 and older will take home the 2023 Magnet schedule, thanks to Budweiser. Never miss a game with this convenient information hub. That's Thursday, March 30th. The Cardinals home opener and the 2023 Magnet schedule presented by Budweiser. Tickets still remain. Get yours at Cardinals.com.
This is Paul Goldschmidt. Thank you for being the best fans in baseball.
On Saturday, April 1st, the Cardinals host the Blue Jays, and that day, 25,000 fans aged 16 and older will take home a mystery bobblehead courtesy of Central Bank that features Molina or Pujols hitting home runs. April Fools! These bobbleheads will actually showcase both players doing their best Wainwright impression pitching. That's Saturday, April 1st. The Cardinals, the Blue Jays, and the mystery Molina and Pujols pitching bobbleheads. Tickets available at Cardinals.com.
This is Adam Wainwright. Don't miss a legendary moment at Busch Stadium.
Jen Teske with RE/MAX Alliance, your champion when it comes to helping you sell your house on the Illinois side of the river. Why would anybody want to sell their house in Illinois? I don't know. But if you do, you need Jen Teske with RE/MAX Alliance. 618-541-1010. 618-541-1010. She gives you that big sister treatment that you really need when you're selling your house, which is love and care and compassion and truth, so that you know that the way you're positioning your house to sell is going to be the one that gets you the best sale the fastest. If you are looking to sell your house in the future, you know that maybe you have a move coming. Maybe it's in the fall or the winter. Maybe it's even in 2024. You still can contact Jen Teskey right now. She'll help you with a walkthrough. She'll help you assess what your home is and get yourself prepared to make the sale when the time is right for you. She has an entire team of professionals that are going to be on your side to make the process as smooth and successful as it can possibly be. It's Jen Teskey, Teske, 618-541-1010.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. March means spring cleaning, so clean out your old, harsh cleaning products and replace them with products that are green certified. Better yet, make your own cleaning products using items like baking soda and vinegar. Also, get rid of hazardous materials such as paints, motor oil, and pharmaceuticals at proper disposal locations to keep them out of the water supply. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Do you feel sick? Don't feel like driving to urgent care? Instead, let urgent care come to you. Annie Frey here for Stay Home Medical. Learn more at stayhomemedical.com. The mobile urgent care company bringing health services to you. Stay Home Medical will send a highly skilled nurse practitioner to your home or office. You can't always avoid illness, but you can avoid wait time, driving time, and being around other sick people. Choose Stay Home Medical. Urgent care that comes to you. Book your appointment at stayhomemedical.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Outreach on Capitol Hill. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Biden and the Irish Prime Minister attending an annual St. Patrick's Day lunch at the Capitol.
Strength when you think about what my ancestors went through and what we're going through now. And the history that binds us and the values that unite us.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy noting the event was started by President Reagan and Speaker Tip O'Neill, who found common ground in their Irish heritage.
In that moment, in that time, when they had fiscal problems, they found a way to get together. They would always break bread, share some Guinness, and fight hard for their own personal beliefs. And at the end of the day, America was stronger for that.
Right now, the president and the speaker don't see eye to eye on spending and the nation's debt limit. President Biden offering thanks for Ireland's support of Ukraine, but no official White House reaction yet to an arrest warrant for Russia's president over the deportation and transfer of Ukrainian children.
The announcement from The Hague's International Criminal Court could have an impact on whether President Xi of China goes ahead with a meeting in Moscow with Putin slated for Monday. If he does, President Xi will be meeting with an alleged war criminal who now has an arrest warrant issued by the International Court for the mass abduction of Ukrainian children who have been taken to Russia and placed in filtration camps, the modern-day equivalent of the camps used during World War II to process Jews in Europe, a haunting image.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. The Kremlin says it doesn't answer to the ICC, calling the warrant outrageous and unacceptable. The White House urging Turkey to quickly ratify Sweden joining NATO. This after Turkey's president said Finland's application will be ratified, but he still accuses Sweden of being soft on what Turkey views as terrorist groups. America is listening to Fox News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Winter not giving up on the St. Louis area. Changeable sky this afternoon. Very windy and cold. 42 wind chills in the 20s. Tonight, partly to mostly clear skies. Windy and very cold. Hard freeze on tap. 22 degrees. Even a couple of snow flurries late tonight. Saturday, sunny and cold. Still windy. 35. 20 Saturday night. Sunday, sunny and cold. 39. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's the best part of the week. The Mark Reardon Show Fish Fry Fridays continue, and this time we're in Manchester.
Come join us for a meal and the live broadcast at Christ Prince of Peace Church.
We're in Manchester, Missouri today for the Mark Reardon Show Fish Fry Fridays.
Prevent spraying socks. I am so excited to be talking to you about these new socks. How cool can a sock be for me to want to talk to you about it? Well, I am a user of Prevent Spraying socks. They are wonderful compression socks that have a built-in ankle support for you. They're used every day in soccer, volleyball, baseball, football, tennis, running, track, pickleball, basically any support. And I will tell you this, walking for a long period of time, if you're going to be on your feet for a long time, they are fantastic. They have a great quality control. Socks are tested to maintain medical grade compression. They're the only socks patented and tested for complete ankle support and stability. They help increase the blood flow, which in turn lessens muscle and ankle fatigue. Reports indicate 50% less recovery time. I have had ankle sprains through the course of my athletic career, even past my high school career, but a really bad one my senior year playing volleyball. And it's still an issue for me today. It's caused my left knee to have a little bit of issue as well. When I do sports, I put this sock on and it gives me the support that I need to continue on. If you are looking for something like this, I promise you Prevent Spraying socks is the solution that you've been seeking. You can find them online at PreventSprayingSocks.com.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
The Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health understands how difficult it is to maintain healthy skin and how much this can affect someone's life. With the right combination of treatments and products, they can help you keep your skin looking healthy and more youthful, while also reducing and preventing damage. Take your first step towards healthy skin at the Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health. Visit them at inhstl.com or call to schedule at 314-293-8123. That's 314-293-8123.
How might this week's big stories impact your portfolio? Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale with Stifel. Join me and fellow Stifel financial advisor Eric Robert during On the Money every Saturday from 11 till noon right here on 97.1 FM Talk. Stifel, member NYSE and SIPC.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Underlaw, we're looking for brave clients who've been injured and are ready to stand beside us in our fight to improve the safety of our community.
Call Underlaw Personal Injury Lawyers at 314 or 618-9 million.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
So we already knew that members of Biden's family had received money indirectly from a Chinese-based energy company, but the House Oversight Committee is providing new details about those payments, including, as you mentioned, that one of the recipients was Hallie Biden. She is the widow of Beau Biden. She also was romantically involved with Hunter Biden after Beau's death. And the House Oversight Committee was able to obtain this information by seeking financial records from a business associate of Hunter Biden. His name is John Robinson Walker. He is someone who Republicans have scrutinized for many years. We know that he did transfer around $1 million to members of Joe Biden's family after he received $3 million from that Chinese-based energy company.
Are the questions surrounding the Biden family and their appropriate or inappropriate ties to countries that are not really friends of the United States, is this permeating anybody's interest that hasn't been interested in this since the Hunter Biden laptop was first revealed with the New York Post?
No.
Is anybody else, Brad, interested in this story now that wasn't interested before?
I don't think so. I mean, unless there's some big, huge bombshell that comes out of it that actually says this money is for Joe Biden and it's from Xi Jinping, I don't think it's going to turn any more heads.
Listen to Kellyanne Conway on this.
Don't look the other way. You know what, Juan? On this network, you called for my firing because of ridiculous hatchback, because I said Elizabeth Warren had lied about her ethnicity for 34 years. She did. Because I said Joe Biden was an old, rich, white, straight guy. He is. You said I should be fired for that. And you're okay with the Biden family getting $3 million? That's rich.
How much do you think that the American people feel like anybody who's in government is probably profiting in a way personally based on their presence there? Because last I checked, the majority of people who are being asked for, like, how's Congress doing these days? How do you feel about it? It's not good. The people who are constantly paying attention to these issues, you see something else and you're like, it's another thing that articulates what you've been saying for a long time. But until it starts to cross over into other people who may have supported the Bidens, you have to ask yourself, what's even the point? And I think that the interesting part of this point in time right now is if there is a portion of the Democrat Party that doesn't want Joe Biden to run for re-election, they will start to care. I question whether anybody will care for actual, moral, ethical concerns and reasons that they all had and still have. You gotta check the chat over here on our live broadcast on YouTube. Brad, you can let me know if they've said anything yet. Are we talking about Ivanka yet? Are we talking about Jared yet?
I haven't seen anything yet.
All right, well, I'll tip you guys off. Now you can bring them into the conversation because I talked about it first. But people want to know about all the patents that Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner got while they were in office. There's a lot of sketch stuff that is there. I'm not opposed to looking into that. How can we not be equally interested and invested in what the Biden family was doing when it clearly has a direct connection to Joe Biden, who was the vice president, who was then a candidate for the presidency, who became the president? How can you not be interested in both of those stories?
It's sketchy. It is sketchy. And you should look into whenever people have political influence, like the Trumps, like the Trump kids, who are getting maybe favoritism from foreign governments. But the difference is they actually have businesses. Now, that doesn't mean that they weren't trying to get influence
businesses
here.
That they have expertise in.
They do.
That they're actually involved in and have a reason to participate in.
Many, many businesses for many years before politics. And certainly their profile has been raised by being the son and daughter of the president of the United States. So I'm not saying that can't be at play here.
Right.
That should be looked into. Absolutely. However, when Joe Biden and members of Joe Biden's family are getting money directly from a Chinese energy company, which is being determined by the Chinese government, 100%, they literally have nothing to offer other than political influence. That's the only thing they could be buying, because the Bidens do not have any businesses. They don't have real estate. They don't make anything. There's nothing they could offer other than the guy has been in office for 45 years or whatever. They're offering political influence. So that's it. That's a huge difference, although both of them should be looked good.
Here's my thing. If anybody is peddling political influence for their own benefit to our detriment, I want them prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Now, everybody's like, well, what about Jared Kushner and what about Ivanka Trump? Here's my thing. The Trump family has been investigated from the moment he walked down that elevator.
I don't think that I could clear as many hoops, and I've
You haven't done anything.
I've done like 7 actual things in my life, and they're not. I mean, like,
if they did something illegal, the whatever it is up in New York, the District of New York, the Southern District of New York, they would have found it.
Michael
Cohen, somebody.
Yeah.
They would have found the information. They would have prosecuted him. There would have been something there because they have looked at it, and it has been a major point of contention that they will look at this because everybody's calling them the Trump crime family, the Trump crime syndicate, or whatever. It's not there. They haven't turned up anything.
It's a good point.
So we're in the process of doing with Hunter because it looks sketchy, and Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner making money off of that. That looks sketchy. They investigated. We're investigating Hunter Biden. We're in the middle of that to say, hey, no, you can't look at this because, they made money too. We're just not to the point in this process that we are in that one. And wherever the evidence goes, that's where we should go.
So before we would continue this conversation, there's a whole conversation about how we feel about Jared and Ivanka and what they may have done or not have done. Investigate it. Fine. Bring it to light. Prove it to be criminal. What about Hunter Biden and his connections with Chinese, just the amount of money that he was getting from Chinese entities, that deals that were made after he flew to China on Air Force Two with Joe Biden. I mean, it's unbelievable. Then you start looking into the Ukraine things, which if you might remember, that's how we tried to impeach Donald Trump the second time around. The perfect phone call, that was between Donald Trump and President Zelensky. And the reason the Democrats wanted to impeach Donald Trump on it is because they said that that Trump was trying to dig up dirt on a political rival. Who is the political rival? It was Joe Biden. It was Joe Biden, and he was under investigation by the FBI at the same time. But the people in the Senate who were involved in knowing about this were not able to talk about it in the open. This is not new information. This is something that has been known for a long time. And when information, if you're Hunter Biden and you're under investigation and they have the laptop, years before the New York Post got the story and printed it in October of 2020. The investigative authorities knew about it. What did they do? They tipped off Twitter to say, Russia's probably going to do a leak and dump operation here. It's probably going to have to do with Joe Biden and maybe some people in his family. And I just want you guys to know that that's out there and that's something that's on our radar. And we want you to keep your eyes on it too. Just giving you the heads up. And then this stupid thing comes out with the New York Post, and Twitter's like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what they said was going to happen. Get it off Twitter. Get it off Twitter. It was real. It was a real story. The FBI set Twitter up, and Twitter, because their scruples are so absent, was like, yeah, I'll go with that. Okay, whatever the FBI says. That's how Twitter talks.
I'll go with that.
That's why Elon Musk bought him. We got sick of hearing that voice.
Haven't we all?
You can't say that. That's mean Joe Biden. We like Joe Biden over here, Twitter.
Well, okay, if the FBI says so, I'll do it.
What? Can I get the subtitles? This is how this whole process goes. And Hunter Biden has really concerning connections all over the world where there is evidence in those connections and conversations that the influence that he was selling was his connection to his dad. It's that simple. That man runs your free world right now. China does not care for the United States. China is meeting with Vladimir Putin and Russia next week. The guys, does our Venn diagram now intersect on the other side because Russia is bad? That's what we heard because Donald Trump deserved to be impeached the first time. I didn't have 2 impeachments on my bingo card today. Donald Trump was impeached the first time because he was supposedly friends with the big bad guys in Russia. What if Joe Biden is? Does that matter to you? I mean, it just seems like consistency should say that it would. Let's do Wiggins.
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! All right, on the domestic front, all 3 of us, I should say 3 out of 4 of us, are married to teachers. And the other night, Katie Wiggins sat me down and said, Ryan, have you heard of what they're starting to do in public schools nationwide? And I said, no.
Did she sit you down?
Not really. We were already sitting.
I'm just imagining a situation. She's like, Ryan, come in here. We need to talk.
We need to talk about
oh my gosh,
national
what's going
political
on?
issues.
Yeah.
Come have a seat in my blue chair. Oh, no, the blue chair.
Next to my dead tulips.
You joke, but they are dead.
I know, you told me.
So what she said was, we have this program that's being rolled out, and she was looking at the AASA website. She didn't even know there was this article about it in Fox News that I looked up later. I'm like, hey, there, look at that. She said there's this program called Learning 2025. Now, if you haven't heard of this, think about how far away 2025 is. Not very. That sounds like a future number from a movie in the 80s.
2 years.
That is 2 years away. 2025. Learning 2025 is a School Superintendents Association call for a holistic redesign of the United States public education system by 2025 with an eye toward technology. And Fox News says also and equity, although that's not really what my wife was talking about. I'm sure that's included in there. Districts across the country have already started rolling out this program. Learning 2025 Commission report is focused on future-driven education, emphasizing a focus in technology. Now, the way that this was explained, actually the Fox News article explains it too, is that they're already integrating AI software into the way your kids are learning. And they're doing it so quickly with this idea that we should be embraced. Look, this is the way of the future. We got to embrace it. We might as well figure out how to use it now because we stay ahead of it so that we know what it is. They're basically integrating this in a way that is allowing kids to just ask questions, make reports using ChatGPT and whatever else they're going to use and not really thinking anymore.
Remember when we were in school and we did math and we weren't supposed to use calculators?
Yes.
Yes.
This kind of seems like
Graphing calculators.
No. Any calculators.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Long division. Like,
You had to show your work.
you had to do it.
Yes.
You had to do division.
Yes.
Oh, long
now
division.
they're saying you don't even have to write the paper.
We weren't allowed to use calculators, Hannah. And now it's
We
like,
weren't allowed to either.
Now, good. And now it's like, you don't even really need to think, just know how to put it in the system.
Mm-hmm. All I remember from the calculators was that if you typed in 8008, you turned it upside down.
And it said boobs.
It said boob. And man, was that a blast. We were having fun for days with that.
That is what you would remember.
If you add a 5 to it, it says boobs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody blew our mind with that one day.
Add a 1. They can say boobies.
Oh!
Yes.
We played with this a long
honestly,
time.
I think what we're doing right here is advocating for this system to take over.
Yeah, here's what we did with it.
I think
maybe AI would do a better job.
I think that where we were
They do the
going with
same
this
thing.
segment is not where we're ending with this segment.
But being married to teachers, have you guys talked about this with your spouses at all? Is it showing up in the classrooms yet that you've heard of around here?
Oh no. Our education system is in deep water, and I wish we were talking about ways to make the education better, but it seems to me like there are so many other things plaguing the system right now, especially post-COVID. We are living in a post-COVID education world, and I haven't asked my husband this year, but he's in middle school, and you get kids, especially my experience of coaching kids. I've coached kids 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So that's kind of the age range. I much prefer the 7th and 8th grade range because they've grown up a little bit. There is a 4th, 5th, and in 6th grade, there's a division in kids who have matured a little bit and who haven't. And these 4th and 5th graders, they're not supposed to be, they're supposed to be 4th and 5th grade maturity level. But there's a huge difference in it. When you take kids out of school for a year, for 2 years, or you mask them up and you remove all of those social situations that are supposed to teach them how to act and behave and respect authority and be around other kids. And then you thrust them back into the situation and expect to pick up where we as adults have formulated those things. That lack of maturity, it goes deeper. And that's what I've heard my husband talk a lot about, is just the kids don't want to sit still. They don't want to pay attention. They haven't been raised to do that. So what you're talking about almost makes up for that in a way that makes them never have to catch back up again, or
Yes.
removes the responsibility of the education system to educate in a post-COVID world the way we did in a pre-COVID world, and say that there's going to be a phase of kids who are going to grow up and they're going to be the COVID kids. And then pretty soon we're going to get to the place where we're back to normal. This is a way to not go back to normal. It's basically a way to, kind of like what we were saying before, identify an area of concern and figure out how to be like, it's okay.
I'm so glad you said that and said it so well as a radio professional. I'm just some idiot who can't spell boobies right upside down. But you said
Can
exactly.
you spell it right side up?
No, I can't. Boobees.
That's boobies.
That's exactly what my wife was saying. She said this is in response. No, she wasn't talking about boobies. Oh, it's fine when she does. I'm like, honey, that's fine. Go for it. But when she was talking about this, she was saying,
turn the radio.
No,
Turn this radio off.
That's a real point. That's a real point I'm making, and I'm going to finish it. That she was saying that this is a way for superintendents, because this is the superintendents across the country that are implementing this program, and it's actually already happening, even though it's supposed to be 2 years in the making, that this is a way for them to push off culpability, that they're saying, we're not really going to get the kids back to where they were, so let's just embrace this new thing and basically teach them to use AI so that they don't really have to think anymore. I mean, it's really that bad.
I hate that.
It's such an easy, simple situation. Send them to a non-public school. Send your kids to a non-public school. If you think you can't afford it, find a good Lutheran school near you. It's incredibly more affordable than you think it is. I do it. I'm a product of Lutheran schools. I don't know if that is going to help you make that decision in the way I'm advocating for, but do not put your kid in the line of fire of politicians who want to possess your kids instead of educate your kids.
They don't want them to think anymore. That's what this program is.
Like we're talking about this in light of COVID and what it is. And essentially what the attitude is it's too difficult to help these kids get caught back up. It's too hard to do. Let's just do something else. And I cannot, for the life of me, think of a less American mindset. Something that just flies in the face of what America is. When we went to the moon, what did JFK say? We choose to go to the moon, not because it's easy, because it's hard. We want to do hard things. We want to accomplish things. And we can't even help these kids catch up after COVID.
And here's the best advertisement possible for private education. I went to public school.
I like any segment where we quote JFK and tell you how to spell boobies upside down on a
Me
calculator.
Too. It's a winner.
That covers all bases. All of them.
Let's do it again next segment.
I don't know if we'll be here next segment. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
When I'm with you. This is the Annie Frey Show. The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
AirComfortService.com. When you call Air Comfort Service at 314-513-0091, you're going to be connected with the people who I call and have come out and service my HVAC system. They replaced our air conditioner. They replaced our furnace. They replaced our water heater. They did an aero seal duct sealing. I have spent some dollars at Air Comfort Service, but I'm grateful for every single one because when they did it, I knew that it was being done the right way. They do both residential and commercial repairs and replacements. So whether you are looking for your home or you are maybe an office manager or business owner and you need your HVAC system serviced, Air Comfort Service is there to help you with that process. I want to add in that they have started doing and are fantastic at assessing the insulation of your home. 9 out of 10 homes are under insulated. And if you feel as though your HVAC system isn't working properly or it's running more than it really should and your comfort zone isn't there, you want to check that insulation in your home. Call them for a free estimate. 314-513-0091. 314-513-0091. You can find them online at aircomfortservice.com.
If you own a home in St. Louis, and you want to sell it as is without any inspections or the need to make any repairs, call Chris Buys Homes St. Louis.com at 314-782-8000 and get your cash offer without any obligation, commissions, banks, or headaches. Chris buys vacant homes, inherited homes, fixer-uppers, beautiful homes, even the tenant who won't pay the rent apartment. Google us. Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis, and check out our best reviews from satisfied customers. When you sell to Chris, you decide when you want to move according to your schedule and your terms. Go to our website, chrisbuyshomes.louis.com, or call Chris at 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000, and get the offer you've been waiting for. 314-782-8000.
How do you make every day more rewarding? You could write about your feelings. You could do sea turtle stuff. You could practice mindfulness. But how? Or you could just do what you already do with Upside, the free app that gives you real cash back wherever you roll. Like that restaurant that has those curly fries you love, or grocery stores that have the freshest sushi, and gas stations placed perfectly on the route of your next road trip. Sometimes it's the little things. Get Upside and get cash back for doing you. Download the free Upside app and use promo code SUSHI for an extra $10 cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's promo code SUSHI for an extra $10 on the free Upside app. Get cash back for doing you with the free app from Upside.
With the Wholesale Formula Seminar, discover how to start your own Amazon business.
Hey, I'm Rick Mandello. 2 years after attending the Wholesale Formula Seminar, I was able to sell my Amazon business for over $400,000.
Hi, I'm Amy Sherlock. I attended the Wholesale Formula Seminar to learn how to work from home while raising my son. Today, I do $175,000 in sales per month.
Hi, Ian Bauer. My first year averaged $45,000 a month in sales. Now I'm at $90,000 a month and hardly working.
Whether you have a business and want to sell more on Amazon, retired, or just need extra money, America's Amazon expert Dylan Frost will show you how. Only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. That's right. Discover the easy way to make money on Amazon with Dylan Frost's The Wholesale Formula 2-hour seminar Tuesday, March 28th at 2 p.m. for the greater St. Louis area. Register at thewholesaleformula.com.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. Over the past decade, Coalition Life has served thousands of women in crisis pregnancies, helping to save the lives of the children that they carry. Help us build a better community while also reducing or completely eliminating your Missouri taxes with a 70% tax credit. A $1,000 donation today to help these women could cost you as little as $141 out of pocket. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com. Thank you.
Hi, it's Scott and Andrea from Best Buy Flooring. Andrea, what are you doing on that pogo stick?
Scott, I'm springing into savings at Best Buy Flooring.
Right, because we have new spring deals on carpet, luxury vinyl, ceramic tile, carpet tile, laminate, sheet vinyl, and hardwood.
Don't forget free financing for qualified purchasers.
2 locations, 7301 North Lindbergh in Hazelwood, Missouri, and 1851 West US Highway 50 in O'Fallon, Illinois. Open 7 days a week.
Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Well, for the third week in a row, we take a field trip on Friday afternoon. It's Fish Fry Fridays. Come see us at C-Pop in Manchester.
Weekdays from 3 to 6. The Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
Do you want to know how many people told me yesterday that Hot for Teacher is not by Guns N' Roses?
I don't know. It's 0. Was it more than that?
It was more than that. Yeah. I got messages from family members.
Wow. No kidding.
I think they were ashamed of me.
Well, I'm a little ashamed of them. I'm gonna stick up for you in this, which is rare.
They should know.
But you were clearly being sarcastic when you said that. I knew that. I could see it on your face. Maybe they couldn't see it on your face.
it's radio.
Yeah, I'm
Except
realizing.
for those 105 people who are watching us on YouTube right now. So right now, if you listen to us on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, just turn it on and just let it play all day. And every hour that you listen, you're going to be entered to win Guns N' Roses tickets. I can't promise they're going to play Hot for Teacher. But
wouldn't that be amazing if they did?
Yes.
They said this one goes out to the Annie Frey Show.
The Annie Frey Show in St. Louis.
The Annie Frey Show. Don't riot.
No, do riot. That's what they said. No, don't riot.
Quiet riot.
It's I mean, like riot like Lutherans in church.
Yeah.
It's very mental and
Walk slowly out the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
But also don't, maybe if there's a fire, just move slowly.
Brad always asks me questions. He's like, do Lutherans do Lent?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Lutherans do Lent.
Because
what?
Well, I don't want to say it on air.
Okay.
But I mean, Lutheranism and Catholicism are very similar in a lot of aspects, but there are things.
Lutheranism was supposed to be Reformed Catholicism.
Right.
Well, it is Reformed Catholicism.
There are little differences, and I'm wondering.
Yet distinct.
Distinct differences. And I'm wondering which ones crossed over and which ones didn't.
No, I always appreciate the questions. I'm Lutheran, Catholic without the guilt. Is what I like to say. But yeah.
You didn't put the little cross on your forehead on Ash Wednesday, though.
Lutherans do that.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Well, usually church is at 7:00 at night.
Oh.
I'm not drawing it on myself.
Yeah,
I saw people on Fox News wearing
That's
it. So
like Ash Wednesday virtue
couldn't.
signaling.
Don't people go in the morning sometimes because they're wearing it in the middle of the day?
But Catholic masses, they have it every morning.
Oh, that's okay. That's the
they
difference.
have it
It depends.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like you can. Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
So
11. That's the only one I've
Ooh,
been to.
11, eh?
We won't,
A lot of choices.
We won't quiz you on your Catholicism.
They have a traditional service at 8 and then a traditional service at 11.
Yes. You were Catholic.
I was.
Yes. Not anymore.
No.
Now you're a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Non-Catholic. Martin Luther.
He nailed the
Theses. The 95 theses.
Yeah, the words.
Yes.
The words I'm looking for right now.
Should we do a whole segment on the Reformation?
Yeah, let's do that.
There are people listening right now. They're like, oh, Annie's talking about Lutheran stuff. It's talking about Lutheran stuff. I know they're out there. They're probably going to text me right now. There's probably also the people who are ashamed of me for saying that Hot for Teacher was for Guns N' Roses. It is Van Halen. I know that. And I know that because we talked about it on the air and you guys corrected me.
It's
didn't let it
obviously easy to go back and forth between the two topics. Guns N' Roses, Hot for Teacher, and Lutheran doctrine.
Martin Luther said, when you sin boldly.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a great one. Man, that's like one of the marquee things.
I actually don't disagree with that. If you're going to do it, might as well do it.
Is Jesus have like prerequisites on his forgiveness?
No, he doesn't, but he did say,
So when you sin
don't be
boldly.
hot or cold. Don't be lukewarm. Be hot or cold. So if you're going to do it, he's like, go for it. And then come back to me.
This is a big ask me anything. What?
No?
Guys.
What?
The pastor says no.
What? Which part did I say that was wrong?
I think he's scoffing at me more than you.
I'm scoffing at both of you.
What?
That doesn't mean, like, Jesus' forgiveness doesn't mean you get to go do whatever you want.
No, it doesn't. But if you're going to be hedonistic, aren't you going to just go all the way in?
If you're going to be hedonistic, you're probably not going to be worried about what Jesus thinks anyway.
I bet you are. I bet you're doing it in rebellion.
At the end of the day, you are. But
yeah.
Great conclusion.
Like Paul said,
But,
what should we say then? That we sin more, that grace may abound?
That's correct also.
No, that was sarcasm.
I was pointing out that Brad was right here. Brad's right, everybody. That is good stuff there, Pastor.
And Martin Luther.
And Martin Luther.
Yeah.
If you have anything to ask me, just go ahead.
I want the truth!
Say it. Thank you for your honesty.
You can't handle the truth! And the truth shall set you free!
All right, our first question comes from our friend Art. He asked, if you weren't in radio, what career path would you have been in?
Brian?
NASCAR.
You're just lobbying. I hate it. Today's YouTube live chat poll was show member would make the best Secretary of Transportation.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
that crosses
rules
over.
Ryan out anyhow. Do you have a serious answer?
What would I have done? Well, TV. Because I did.
Yeah, but you did. You
the
tried
serious
that.
answer is boring.
You tried
Okay,
that.
other than TV.
Writing? I mean, I don't know. All the things that I also do.
Okay, Brad.
I would be in lawn care, landscaping and whatnot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Business operator as you were.
I would have been I wanted to be a child life specialist. That is what I thought I was going
that's
to
what I was
school
gonna
for.
say.
Can you imagine? Wait, first, what does a child life specialist do?
It's kind of like a social worker. You are in hospitals and you are helping kids who are in there just like kind of get their mind off of what they're going through. Sort of like a social worker, kind of.
I'm just trying to imagine Ryan.
I'm just thinking about Ryan doing
That's
this and
what
making
that
every
meant.
situation worse.
Ryan walks in. Hi, kids.
No, actually, I retract that. When she said that, I was thinking child prodigy. That's what I wanted to be.
You are I got a Google prodigy.
You would have
just
missed
to
the mark
know
on that
exactly
one.
What.
Child prodigy.
What do you want to be when you grow up? A child prodigy.
That does sound criminal.
Annie, what would you have done if you weren't in radio?
I've done politics. Something. I'm very intrigued by the idea of consulting. Because I kind of do consulting right now, just to get paid for it. I have a lot of conversations with people, especially on a more local level, that don't get a lot of the coaching and everything. Because so much of it, gosh, everybody wants to talk about. You could do Donald Trump and Joe Biden in the same conversation. Your ability to communicate your message is incredibly important. Both of them were or are not traditional communicators. I would say that Donald Trump effectively communicates his message, but I also think that he could effectively bring more people in with a tweak to his message, but that's not the way Donald Trump operates, and he's going to do what he's going to do. I'm fully in acceptance of that. Joe Biden is incapable of communicating a message, but he's, through his entire decades of politics, always been the guy, been the Uncle Joe who's been able to say gaffe after gaffe after gaffe, and it's part of his character that continued to get him elected. So he had his own methodology. But on a local level, people who are like your neighbors who decide to run for the library board or the school board or maybe a state race, they have the expertise, like a CPA who understands going into the Illinois legislature. I know money and I know balance sheets and I know this is a problem. You bring something to the table, but you've got to be able to communicate that message. So I think consulting or possibly running for office, but we'll see. You got another question?
Yes. Eric asked, how much time does it take each one of you to make yourself look good in the morning, ... for a radio show?
Tell you one thing, this doesn't happen naturally.
Radio.
I think that's
on purpose.
That's the only explanation.
This is on purpose.
Ryan.
Yeah. This is a carefully meticulated brand, is what I call my face.
How long do you need from the time, if kids and other obligations aren't involved, how long do you need from the time you wake up to the time you leave for work? Minimum.
Okay, if I'm not working out, because that is part of it now.
So annoyed.
And there's a lot of mirrors involved in that.
Ew.
If I'm not working out, then I need maybe 15 minutes to shower.
You shower for 15
And I do shower for 15 minutes. I'm taking all of that. Yeah. Big water heater in my house. Like to use it.
Oh,
Brad?
boy.
It would take me about 20 minutes.
He's got a little more hair, that's why.
A little more hair. I brush my teeth, stuff like that.
Yeah, you can skip that and save a lot of time.
I shower at night, so I'm not going to include that. Without a shower, I'm going to say 20 minutes. With a shower, hour and a half.
I would say 20 minutes without a shower. You and Hannah and I both have really long hair, and that is a pain. So I usually will let my hair air dry.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's just not.
It's a lot of work to blow
It's a
dry
lot of
it.
work, and it's really bad for your hair to put a million things on it and in it. So
Quick tip for you ladies in the room.
Oh, boy.
The best way to get your hair dry fast, if you want to do it on the run, just roll the window down as you're driving.
Annie's done that.
I do that.
Oh. Well, then.
When was the last time you had to
Ryan.
dry your hair?
Oh, I do dry my hair, but it only takes one small towel. I can take one little ShamWow and just touch the top of my
He
head.
doesn't use a towel. He uses like a dish rag.
Yeah, that's kind of true. That's what I just said.
We'll take some more of your questions and do a little more Ask Me Anything. Send them to us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and go vote in today's YouTube live chat poll. Which show member would make the best Secretary of Transportation? Hannah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie, myself. We'll be back with more Ask Me Anything and your questions when we come back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Frey Show.
Let's talk about STS Armory. They're going to be in studio with us in the 2 o'clock hour. Our guests for X's and O's. STS Armory is a reliable, amazing location for you to purchase your firearms, to get the education that you've been seeking out, the confidence that you need through know-how. They can help you answer those questions. You can also take some of their classes. They have a ladies-only class. I highly recommend for you if you are interested in carrying, if understanding the differences and the complexities of being a female who might want to carry. It's just not the same as it is for a man. I am somebody who does have the ability to carry in the state of Illinois. I have my conceal and carry license, and I have asked STS Armory a million questions about different kinds of holsters and different kinds of ways to wear what you're carrying so you feel comfortable, it's accessible, all these sorts of things. If you're somebody looking to get this type of experience or education for maybe your wife, you know that they might be interested in wanting to learn how to protect themselves, go to sts-armory.com and learn more about what they can do for you. They have conceal and carry basic pistol classes. They also do advanced classes, drawing from concealment, plus off-body carry. They train every experience level from never touched a firearm to the advanced. You are included in this. And STS Armory, the people that the Freys trust, you will love having this relationship with them as well. 618-931-GUNS, sts-armory.com.
If you own a small business, you know the value of time. GetRefunds.com does too. That's why they've made it easy, no matter how busy you are, to apply for the Employee Retention Credit, or ERC. Go to Refunds.com to get started, and in less than 8 minutes, see if your business qualifies for ERC assistance. Your business may be eligible for a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee kept on payroll during COVID-19. GetRefunds.com has already helped clients claim over $3 billion in payroll tax refunds through the ERC, and they may be able to help your business too. There's no upfront charge either. They don't get paid until your business gets its refund. Many businesses believe they won't qualify based on incomplete or outdated information. So don't let this opportunity pass you by, because this payroll tax refund is only available for a limited time. Go to GetRefunds.com. That's GetRefunds.com.
Kevin Sorbo is coming to St. Louis for Vitae Foundation's annual pro-life dinner. Sorbo is best known for his series Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, which became the most watched TV show in the world. He also starred in the #1 independent movie of 2014, God's Not Dead. Sorbo's strength and inspiration stemmed from his near-death experience in suffering 3 strokes and battling to regain his life. Come see Kevin Sorbo on Tuesday, April 11th at the Hilton St. Louis Frontenac. Get your tickets now at ProWomanApproach.com.
There are a lot of smart business people out there making smart decisions by getting Rhino Shield. The latest one, the Central Illinois Care Services, they have decided to go with Rhino Shield on the outside of their building so they won't have to worry about maintenance from now on. The list is long. Joe's Tire out in Sullivan, Stonehill Wineries in Herman. They've all got Rhino Shield on their buildings. You can have it on your business or your house. Just call 877-25-RHINO. Let Darren come out and give you a free estimate as to what it would cost to get this great product on your home. 25-year transferable warranty, 100% waterproof, 8 to 10 times thicker than paint, and as a satisfied customer, 15 years in, I can tell you it looks as good as the day they put it on. You're going to love Rhino Shield. Call them right now. Tell them you heard about it on the Mark Cox Morning Show. Again, 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Heroes Care is celebrating 20 years on March 28th with the grand opening of the Mission Depot. Annie Frey here. If you have served since World War II, Heroes Care wants to give you more than $300 in thank you gifts. Learn more at 971talk.com/care. You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gslhonorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
You're listening to award-winning, thought-provoking talk. You're listening to 97.1 FM Talk.
Your home for conservative talk.
On the air for over 20 years. This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Excuse me. I wish I would have cleared my throat before I opened my mic. I apologize for that. You should turn your microphone on when you talk. Or you need a clear throat.
No, I thought that was on just now and said that and didn't even realize.
STS Armory is going to come be our guest for X's and O's at 2:05. We love playing this Hollywood Squares-esque type of game, and it's with current news, events, and whatever Ryan Wiggins dreams up that we don't know about until it's live on the air and too late, basically. Good
yeah,
time.
Brad walked by today, and I said, "You get out of here right now," because I was doing something.
Did it have anything to do with X's and O's?
Yes, well, we'll see.
So stick around for that, and we love it when you participate along with us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Today's YouTube poll also is, which show member would make the best Secretary of Transportation? Hannah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie? I'm not going to lie. I came up with this like 2 minutes before the show started. So don't ask questions. Play along. It's been a long week. A few more Ask Me Anything questions. Hannah, did you say you had one?
I do have a question. So going along with the theme of St. Patrick's Day and thinking about luck, what is
I thought you were going to say love.
I did too.
Nope.
Ooh, thinking about love.
It's
Okay.
an Irish holiday.
Talk about love.
No. What is a time where you believe you got very, very lucky? Like you stopped and you're like,
What are we talking
wow,
about?
I just got it. Not.
Let's talk about love for a second.
No.
What's one time when you got lucky? Tell us about maybe the first or second time.
Don't you hate that, Hannah? They did this to me, too.
I love how embarrassed she is right now.
They did it to me, too,
My
Hannah.
mother's listening.
Tell us about one time when you got lucky.
Hannah, you want to go first?
No.
Do you remember? Were you wasted? Hannah, I've never seen you that embarrassed before.
You go first. Answer the real question she asked. Do not answer the one you that we inferred.
Say something.
One time
Hannah.
in a gas station bathroom.
Stop! I will turn off your mic.
He was scratching a lottery ticket.
Yeah, where do you think this was going?
What are you talking about, Hannah?
I found $10, and that's the truth.
On the gas station
On the
bathroom
gas
floor,
station floor. I
and
bent over and I picked it up.
Almost picked it up, but I didn't. And I thought, wow, I was lucky. I almost touched that floor.
Heck no. I ran that $10 under the gas station water fountain.
Have any of you guys ever really, really gotten lucky?
Brett?
I have.
This is Hannah's question. Go ahead.
I'm just sweating.
Poor thing. So, I never was a drug-doing person. I never tried it or anything like that.
But once.
This is a wild ride.
Yeah, buckle up. But I ran with a crowd that did, and so me and my friend were driving through my hometown, and he had a bag of pot, and he holds it up and turns the dome light on and is looking at it as we pass a local police officer. And
that seems really unlucky.
That's unlucky, yes. And so I looked at him. I was like, "There's a cop right there. Put it
drove
away."
Past the cop, and you were holding your weed up to the dome.
Not
light?
mine.
Well, whatever.
It was his. So we make the left turn. The cop pulls out. He follows us out and flicks his blue lights on. And I'm like, I'm going to jail. Pull over, and he blasts past me going to some other call or something. And I thought I was going to die. So I got lucky.
Is that what you were talking about, Hannah?
Brad, I told you what my question was before we started the show.
I know.
And you never said it could come off sounding like it did.
That's because Brad's job is to make really good radio. And this is great.
Hannah, the way you asked it to me out there wasn't like that. Also, my mind isn't as dirty as Annie's, apparently.
I love that this is somehow Brad's fault.
Everybody was thinking it.
No.
I never said anything.
Come
You
on.
inferred the
How
same thing.
did you phrase the question before other than tell me about one time you got lucky?
I got really lucky.
How did you do it out there versus in here?
I don't remember. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, you got to answer the question.
Ryan, have you ever gotten really lucky?
I mean, the story about the gas station $10 is true, so yes.
Really?
Yes. You thought I was just making up some story to sound all crass.
Did you pick up money off a gas station floor?
Yeah, I did. And I put it in my pocket. And then I spent it. And back then, man, let me tell you what, you could get probably 20 candy bars for $10.
Why are you talking like that?
Yeah, you're doing the creepy voice again.
Well, it's just what I go into when I'm trying to explain something important. And that was important.
I won a March Madness pool in 2004, maybe. I think I won like $75. That's got to be luck. I paid attention to college basketball at the time, but so there might have been a little intention in it. But I think if you win the bracket challenge, you are lucky.
Man, you want to talk about unlucky? There was a pool that my dad, who worked at Granite City Steel, had, and it was huge. I mean, Granite City Steel was like everybody in the company did this pool, and their kids, which included me at the time. I was probably 13. I filled out a pool, left it with him, went to school. He forgot to turn it in. It won. It would have won the whole thing. We kept track of it. Never turned it in. Still mad about that.
I just got 4 separate texts from really wholesome people that I love, and they love me.
And they
that are
wanna hear your
listening to this show.
When did you get lucky?
Yeah,
Here's
you were
your
you were
question.
thinking about
I'm
something.
just asking you your
I
question.
have gotten lucky.
Explain it in
when
detail.
Ryan. No.
I have won concert tickets before, and
that is lucky.
me getting
Super
lucky.
cool. Super cool, Hannah.
Yes.
Wow. Neat.
We have 1 minute. Oh no, 2 minutes, of course, left in this segment. Let's go to a listener's question.
Ryan, do you have a question, or is it a bad one?
Go. Let's do what Hannah's gonna do.
Okay.
She's in control of this
Hunter
segment.
from our YouTube channel asks top 3 fast food joints.
Oh man, I would say Taco Bell is one of them, but the last time I got stomach sick, it was. I don't believe it was.
no.
I don't believe it was because of Taco Bell at
Unfortunate,
all,
though.
but it was a bad coincidence. So
Food
I
aversion.
haven't been back to there since. Chick-fil-A, number one,
Oh, of
easy.
course.
McDonald's is its own thing. It's like it's its own food group. I think you have to put McDonald's in there, and I don't know. What do you guys think?
Chick-fil-A is easily my number 1.
Yeah, that's my number one destination.
I'm going to say Chick-fil-A, Cane's.
Can I put Scooters in there because I get breakfast there almost every day?
I would
Ooh,
think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, if Scooters is in there, that changes the game then.
I'm just going with Scooters.
I'm a fan of Culver's. Culver's
is good.
is in my rank. I need one more.
Any Ryan that we
Wiggins?
missed?
Well,
Lion's choice.
It's so funny.
that's
It's
good.
so funny. Anytime I hear this kind of question, I think about the guys I worked with at the golf course back in late 90s, and they could not say the name of a fast food restaurant normal. It was like, well, what do you want to eat today, Wiggins? You want to go get some Jack in the Crack? Or you want to get some
story.
taco smell? And actually, both of those would be on my list, and then followed by probably McDonald's.
Have you guys ever had Freddy's?
That was a
Freddy's is
wild
really
ride
good.
as well. Freddy's is fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Brad, did you have a
We have a
question?
minute left.
I did. So, in the theme of Inside Out, the Inside Out emotions, what is your Inside Out emotions breakdown? And
The
those
movie.
emotions.
You're talking about the movie, the Disney movie.
Yeah. So the emotions are joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. What are your emotions that you would say you mostly have?
Why don't you go first?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, because I know you've thought about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have like joy and anger and disgust.
Joy, anger, and disgust. And so fear and sadness are the other two.
Yeah, they're just kind of off to the side.
Joy, anger, fear, sadness, disgust.
Joy, anger, fear, sadness, disgust. In that order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disgust. Anger. And joy. I don't know. Sadness. Joy? I'm not very fearful. I don't know. There's joy in there, but I got a lot going on in my head that I have to keep in my head on a daily basis.
Fear and joy are interlocked for me. Those are my 2.
Yeah.
There's only one good emotion in those. That's not very
That's
fair.
not true. All of those emotions are helpful.
I'm not saying
That's
they can't
the
be
whole
helpful.
point of the movie.
But
that's the entire point of the movie is that sadness saves the day.
oh, well, that kind of made me sad, which is apparently good.
You can meet Sadness at Epcot. It's the funniest meet and greet you will ever go to because she just mopes around, and I've met her, and I just laughed the whole time. What does it say about me? Disgust. We'll be right back.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. Over the past decade, Coalition Life has served thousands of women in crisis pregnancies, helping to save the lives of the children they carry. Help us build a better community while also reducing or completely eliminating your Missouri taxes with a 70% tax credit. A $1,000 donation today to help these women could cost you as little as $141 out of pocket. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com. Thank you.
Ready to smell your best everywhere? You deserve a deodorant capable of actually controlling body odor, not just covering it up. Lumi is the whole body deodorant powered by science that controls unwanted odor for 72 hours on our pits, feet, and privates. We didn't create deodorant. We just changed everything about it. Lumi blocks odor from happening in the first place. It's aluminum-free and pH optimized to control odor safely on all the right places. And did I mention it's vegan and cruelty-free? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I am so sure you're going to love it or return it for free. There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 901 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code 901. LUMEdeodorant.com, code 901 for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 901.
I'm Dr. Nick Barnes at Health From Within Family Chiropractic in Rock Hill. At Health From Within, our mission is to transform the way you manage your health by bringing you the truth about health and healing. We use proven techniques to remove interference in the nervous system and maximize health naturally, without drugs or surgery. Connect with me at healthfromwithinstl.com and join me for Maximize Living on this station every Sunday at 8 a.m. or download the Maximize Living podcast, healthfromwithinstl.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The Kremlin calls it outrageous. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. They're waving off arrest warrants from the International Criminal Court for 2 Russian officials, including President Vladimir Putin, who's accused of many war crimes in Ukraine. The warrant focusing on Ukrainian children.
But these arrest warrants from the ICC are focusing specifically on the forced deportation of some 16,000 children from the south and east of Ukraine. During the early stages of the war, as humanitarian corridors opened and failed, children were evacuated east into Russia. Ukraine alleges only 350 of them have been returned. So as far as the charges go, Ukrainians say this is just the beginning.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Kyiv. Ukrainian officials also say world leaders should think 3 times before meeting with Putin. China's president is scheduled to visit Russia next week. More firepower for Ukraine. Slovakia joining Poland in agreeing to supply Soviet-made fighter jets. President Biden is urging Congress to make it easier for the FDIC to impose penalties on the executives of failed banks. He says strengthening accountability is an important deterrent to prevent future mismanagement. Congress is already working on legislation after recent bank failures that have rattled financial markets. Some California residents being warned to evacuate because their homes could slide down rain-soaked hillsides.
After 11 atmospheric river storms with more rain on the way, people living in some apartment buildings on top of a saturated coastal hillside in Orange County were told to get out. There was no timeline on their possible return. Chris Duncan is the mayor of San Clemente.
We have a dynamic situation here. We have another rainstorm coming. The ground is continuing to move. So these structures are still in peril.
The area's Congressman Mike Levin said he reached out to the White House and FEMA and said he since heard the area is included in the emergency declaration, making impacted residents eligible for assistance.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. America's listening to Fox News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Winter not giving up on the St. Louis area. Changeable sky this afternoon. Very windy and cold. 42 wind chills in the 20s. Tonight, partly to mostly clear skies. Windy and very cold. Hard freeze on tap. 22 degrees. Even a couple of snow flurries late tonight. Saturday, sunny and cold. Still windy. 35. 20 Saturday night. Sunday, sunny and cold. 39. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
This is Adam Wainwright, and on Saturday, April 1st, we host the Blue Jays. That day, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home a mystery bobblehead, courtesy of Central Bank, that features Molina or Pujols hitting home runs. April Fools. These bobbleheads will actually showcase both players trying to be like me, pitching. That Saturday, April 1st, the Cardinals, Blue Jays, and the Mystery Molina and Pujols pitching bobbleheads. Tickets available at Cardinals.com. Don't miss a legendary moment at Busch Stadium.
The Cardinals host the Blue Jays on Sunday, April 2nd, and that day, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home their own long-sleeve hooded pullover. Everyone will want this gray, lightweight, and stylish pullover that features a Cardinals logo. Following the game, kids 15 and younger can participate in the High Chew Kids Run the Bases. That's Sunday, April 2nd, with the Cardinals and the Blue Jays. Great seats remain. Get yours at Cardinals.com.
Let's be honest, a jewelry store is not where most guys want to be. Guys like Paul Goodall.
First-time diamond buyers, most of us are engagement ring buyers. We have no idea whatsoever what we're walking into, and we push it off, and we push it off, and we push it off.
But like so many other men, Paul was pleasantly surprised when he walked into Diamonds Direct.
When you go in, you don't have to have a big background in gemology. They don't look down the end of their nose at you, as you would find in some other places, and make you uncomfortable because you're not an expert in diamonds.
But by the time he left, Paul was an expert in diamonds because Diamonds Direct took the time to educate him, show him the inside secrets of the industry, and give him the tools to make a smart decision.
They do a really, really good job of laying out the information for you and not pressing you.
Diamonds Direct, a guy-friendly jewelry store where you're always treated with respect.
The great thing about Diamonds Direct is they alleviate that stress.
So relax, guys. It's Diamonds Direct. We've got your back. Get directions and store hours now at diamondsdirect.com.
You've listened to 97.1 FM Talk. You've heard of Doug Voss of Voss Financial and Safe Money Radio, as he has been a staple as the financial expert on the station for many years. You can hear him on Safe Money Radio several times a weekend right here on 97.1 FM Talk. And you can talk to Doug Voss directly. Here's his number. Call Doug at 844-676-SAFE. That is 844-676-7233. Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through D.H. Hill Securities, LLLP, member FINRA and SIPC.
There are over 10,000 reasons why steel is not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Find tools for the job site or your own backyard at over 10,000 authorized local steel dealers. Find yours at steelusa.com.
Did you know the average family home takes on 40 pounds of dust per year? It's the dust and debris that can worsen allergies, asthma, and cause discomfort in your home. Call 314-474-2020. Mention Mark Reardon. Get $75 off any air duct cleaning package. Spell it backward or forward. It smells the same. Zero res.
97.1 FM Talk.
Everything they talk about. That's what I'm talking about.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
I love it.
Everyone is welcome.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom.
It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
It's always a highlight of my week when it's Friday at 2 o'clock and it's X's and O's time, and we have the people who are partnered with us as sponsors of the show. They're investing in the show because they care about you, and they get to hear that when they're in the studio.
And then we always have to apologize to them. What are we doing? We do it every week.
I was like, oh my gosh, don't come in here yet. Just wait until the intro's over. We have STS Armory in studio with us right now. Katie and Jesse, owners of STS Armory, located in Pontoon Beach. This is my gun store. Brad, it's safe to say this is your gun store as well.
Yes.
Love the people at STS Armory. Go to sts-armory.com or call 618-931-GUNS if you want to connect with them. Katie and Jesse, thanks for being back in here with us.
Thanks for having us.
Before we get to X's and O's and subject you to more of Ryan Wiggins' shenaniganery, I want to talk to you real quick about the assault weapons ban in the state of Illinois, because this is something that a lot of people ask me questions about. Brad, I know that your eyes and ears are very close to what's going on there. Jesse, talk to me about where the state of this assault weapons ban is right now in state government.
In state government, it's in effect. There are a few court cases out there right now, and it's two different ways the court cases are being handled. One's at the state level and one's at the federal level. The state level, there's been a few temporary injunctions. It doesn't apply to everybody. It only applies to the litigants in the case itself.
So you had to participate in the actual lawsuit in order to have any temporary stays.
Correct. You had to get on one of the suits and be named. And they have a list of names of everybody on the suit, and those are the only ones that are exempted at this point.
So there are people right now who may own firearms that as of the end of 2022 are no longer ones that you could purchase in 2023. Is that the way it works, Katie?
Correct. Yep. So there's certain things that we had to pull off the wall and we're not allowed to sell anymore. And since we're not listed on there, on the state level stuff, we are still unable to sell those to even those listed on the lawsuits.
What happens if I have one of those? What are the qualifications? Magazines that are too big, certain kinds of super scary guns?
No, there's very scary ones. Magazine limits, stock adjustments, depends on the type of gun. There's a whole bunch of different aspects you have to look at. The biggest one for us, one of the funniest ones I find, was the threaded barrel 22 pistols that we had to pull out of the case. Was the most numerous things that I had to remove.
What's funny about that?
Because one, threaded barrels are supposed to be for suppressors. We can't have suppressors in the state of Illinois, so it doesn't do one any good. And it's a 22 semi-automatic pistol. They're for practice and target and fun, not for scary events.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to be trying to prevent.
Yeah. So the thing that I can recommend, and as somebody who has been into STS, how many questions do I ask you guys when I come in? I just interview you, basically.
A few.
Yeah.
We chat.
Yes. But I'm not the only one who comes in and says, tell me what's going on, because Jesse, right now, it's pretty confusing.
It's very confusing, and you see a lot of stuff on social media. You see emails sent out by some organizations saying one thing, then it's getting walked back, and there's a lot of confusion. We get a lot of phone calls, a lot of people coming in, which we appreciate that. It is confusing right now. There are some hearings and some what's the term? Conferences coming up that's going to be interesting. Mid-April is where the stuff really hits the road with the federal case. So.
So we'll have to wait and see. This is, to me, the number one reason why I'm excited to have you guys in my family of advisories, and to be able to say, I don't know anything about this. Who do I ask? I ask Katie and Jesse. Katie, you and I have had many conversations about me as a public figure and potentially having to be out, and I have been out and about before on my own. I try to bring Brad along or my husband along. Sometimes Ryan Wiggins comes and provides
I drive separate. They don't know I'm coming.
He just wants to know if there are free snacks.
Which there usually are, which is great for me.
And I'm under attack, and he's like, where are the Twinkies? But anyway, if as somebody who's a female, as a public figure, that's one of the reasons why I got my conceal and carry. And it is important to me to be able to responsibly and confidently put that into practice. And unless I am confident and have the right equipment to do it, I'm not going to do it. So you and I have been talking about different places that a female might carry based on What's the outfit that you're wearing? Where do you want to put the firearm? How do you want to constrain it to your body? It's just a different conversation than men have to deal with.
Absolutely. Our clothes fit differently. Our bodies are shaped differently. So there are definitely different considerations. And we look into that, especially in our ladies only concealed carry classes.
I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to get to X's and O's here right after this. But right now you have in April coming up a ladies only conceal and carry class. Talk to me about when that is and how people can get involved, especially gentlemen, if you're listening right now and you know this is something that your significant other, your wife, your mom, your daughter would be interested in just going. I mean, at the end of this, it's not like you're forced to carry.
Exactly.
Which is the situation I'm in. I am licensed to conceal and carry. I have concealed and carried. But it is a choice that you make, and you have to get to the place where you're confident in doing that. You have a ladies-only class so that you can have those specific conversations in a comfortable environment.
Correct. Those dates are April 17th, 18th, and 24th and 25th. Those are a Monday, Tuesday evening, 6 to 10, so you're not giving up your family time on the weekend. I am going to ask for a couple hours on Saturday the 29th from 8 to 11-ish. That way we can go do the range qualification.
Sure.
But we really do dive into what it means as a female, as a mom, as a sister on concealed carry.
Mm-hmm.
And how to defend yourself.
For me, Hannah, you as a female can also understand this too. Why you would carry and what you would be defending yourself against is going to be different.
Absolutely.
Than how a man is going to be mentally in that space. Men might carry to protect a female that's around them, but the attacking situation is different. It's just different. And so being able to be in that comfortable conversation with STS Armory experts on this is really important. I highly recommend it. And you can call and sign up by calling 618-931-GUNS, 618-931-GUNS in Pontoon Beach. And they have a ton of other classes as well. So, all right. You guys ready to face off and battle against each other?
Let's do it.
In X's and O's, we briefed them before the game began on how it's played. But Ryan, maybe for people who are listening for the first time, what's about to happen here?
All right. So our contestants are Jesse and Katie from STS Armory. Behind you is a tic-tac-toe board numbered 1 through 9, as you've seen. Each one of those squares has a corresponding question. I have those questions here. Now, you'll get to pick whichever square you want to go with. And Jesse, we're going to make you X's. Katie, we're going to make you O's. And you just try to get a tic-tac-toe, but also you try to fill out as many squares as you can across the whole board. So we do play the whole thing. We don't stop at one tic-tac-toe. If you get one, somebody else can come along and tie and maybe even still win. So we do the whole board. In front of you are 3 experts, Annie Frey,
Hi.
Hannah Gibbs.
Are we doing an introduction or
Well,
what?
wait, everybody was supposed to make a
Okay.
little sound or something, which you
Hello.
did.
Yeah, do it.
And then there's Brad.
Hi.
Hi.
Great. So 2 people said hi, 1 person went,
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Annie.
Hi. Go on.
Those are your
Okay.
experts. A lot of confidence right there.
Woo!
All right, so ladies first. We're going to go with Katie first then. So which square do you want to start with?
Let's go with number 4.
Okay, and
Center left.
As I probably didn't explain well enough because we got caught up in the introductions, the experts will be answering those questions for you. You'll just pick one of them to answer, and then you'll agree or disagree. Which square did you pick again?
4.
4. Okay. Which expert do you want to answer this question?
Let's go with Annie.
Let's do this.
Okay, Annie.
Yeah. Hi. Hi, Ryan.
Hi. Defunding DEI programs at public universities and schools is an initiative now in some states, including Missouri. DEI is jokingly referred to as divisiveness, envy, and inequality. What does DEI actually stand for?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Seems pretty confident.
I'm very confident.
Katie, what do you think? Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. I'm going with it.
That is correct.
Yeah, Katie.
And that is the way we start the game here on Friday, St. Patrick's Day, with an O in square number 4.
Nice.
All right. Moving now to Jesse.
I don't know if we said this, you might have, but we each can answer 3 times total. So once
Right.
one of us has been 3 times asked, then you have to go elsewhere.
Yeah, I have said that,
Okay.
just not this week.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I missed it, but
Jesse, which square you want to go with?
Square 7.
Okay, square 7. And who do you want to answer that question?
I'm going to go with Brad.
All right, let's do this.
Brad, here we go. Hi.
Hi, Ryan.
In
How are you?
2021,
it's like AA.
in 2021, DC Comics dropped some key words from Superman's iconic catchphrase, changing it to Truth, Justice, and a Better Tomorrow. But now DC's parent company Warner Brothers said in a press release that St. Louis's James Gunn will direct the new film and that Superman will be the embodiment of the original catchphrase, which is what?
Truth, justice, and the American way.
Whoa.
Yay!
Is that right?
I hope so.
I shall not tell a lie. But is that the actual catchphrase, Jesse? That's the question.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. In
Yay.
fact, yes.
That's good news.
Yeah, Warner Brothers is embracing. Now, they didn't say for sure we're putting this back in the next movie, but that was in the press release that this will be the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way.
You want to know how iconic that is? I had no idea that was a Superman-related comic thing, but when you were saying truth, justice, and whatever it changed
A Better
to,
Tomorrow.
I was thinking the American way, and then you said it was changed to, and I was like, oh, I guess I was wrong. I didn't know that, but to put that back in?
And in the last movie, they removed it, and it was kind of a story that they did. I think they said truth, justice, and whatever, or whatever. It was something like that. And they go, wait a minute.
You know the thing.
Yeah, you know the thing.
The thing.
Yeah. So it was they deliberately left it out. Warner Brothers deliberately putting it back
If you
in.
can do that to like the Constitution or the Declaration, whatever he was talking about,
yeah.
you can do that to
Life,
Superman's
liberty,
catchphrase.
and or
you know the thing.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Yeah. Anywho.
All right.
All right. An excellent no.
Katie, you are up next. No clear way to go yet, but board wide open.
Let's go with number 5.
Center
number
square.
5. I love number 5, center square. Who is answering that question for you?
Let's go with Hannah.
Hannah, you have
sports.
Stumbled into sound.
Back on it. Back
All right.
on it.
Here we go. So, if you've not heard this before, this is a real clip from the week run through AI software. So
Everything is AI these days.
Yeah, and I was ahead of the game. Now AI is a big thing. I've been doing this for a while.
Everyone wants to be like Wiggins.
ChatGPT heard the show and they're like, let's make something around that.
You probably believe that.
So this is a real clip from the week, real news clip from a figure that you would probably know. I have run it through AI software, so it's not going to sound like that person saying it, but it's the same exact words. Tell me who said this.
Well, as the president has said, we're not going to make any announcements tonight on this show. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, no, he wouldn't mind at all. Ha 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 ha.
I am going to say that was Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Agree or disagree?
Let's agree.
Well, as the president has said, we're not going to make any announcements tonight on this show. But
Ha 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 ha. So funny.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't mind at all.
Ha 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 ha.
Just one more time.
No,
well, as the president has said, we're not going to make any announcements tonight on this show. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, no, he wouldn't mind at all. Ha ha ha
ha. I prefer that version.
Wow.
Me too. All right, now you're getting somewhere, Katie. Now you're one square away.
Just in time to take a break.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
Suspense is killing me.
You're right, I did that on purpose.
That's incredible. It's good radio is what it is.
That's why I'm here still. STS Armory with Katie and Jesse, the owners of STS Armory, my go-to, my family's go-to. Pretty much everybody in my family goes to STS Armory now. I hope you will give them the opportunity to answer questions that you have, help connect you with the firearm you're searching for. Reach out to them at 618-931-GUNS. They're in Pontoon Beach, Illinois, in the corner of Highway 111 and South Drive, and they're in here to play X's and O's and continue their face-off when we come back. Don't go away.
Nobody slowing us down right now. She said I need
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
when you're doing the things that you do. Want to give this sleepy poor run town something to talk about. We will tell.
It's March. That can mean only one thing. The madness is here. Not in front of a TV on game day? Listen to every round of NCAA March Madness live from Westwood One, free in the Odyssey app. Catch all the biggest moments of the tournament, no matter where you are. From Cinderella's
A 15 seed will head to the Elite Eights.
to buzzer beaters
Atkinson scores! 1.4 seconds left.
to champions.
For the fourth time.
It's time to go dancing. Download the Odyssey app today to get started.
Do you ever get the feeling that the world is being held together with duct tape? Every day we're thrown some new meaningless drama in the fake news to distract us from the reality we're all about to face. Between the government trying to print their way out of debt, military conflicts, the disintegration of our most trusted institutions, and a looming food shortage, preparedness is no longer a choice. It's a necessity. You can trust My Patriot Supply. Our emergency food kits come packed with tasty meals averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Get at least one kit for each person in your family. Self-reliance is the only alternative to government food lines. Time is running out. Become ungovernable. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and save on dozens of different emergency food kits while you can. These kits are in stock, ship fast, and arrive in unmarked boxes for your privacy. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com before the next crisis strikes. MyPatriotSupply.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Underlaw, we take on the establishment and challenge corporations to be better for the safety of our community.
Call Underlaw Personal Injury Lawyers at 314 or 618-900,000.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. With warmer spring temperatures, hang your clothes to dry outside instead of using the dryer. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Cast your vote where it really matters. Local school boards. The Save Our Schools rally is Tuesday, March 28th. Come meet the candidates who align with your values. Go to 971talk.com/events and join us March 28th, 5 to 8 p.m. at Wenty's in Chesterfield.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. I won't ever slack up, punk, you better back up. Try and play the role and you're the whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up.
Again, you're embarrassing the family, Ryan.
The Annie Frey Show family?
The fancy people are here right now. In the room.
I'm sorry, we got out to find China.
Yes.
I did not realize.
Yes, STS Armory is in here. We're trying to show that, this is like when you clean behind the refrigerator when the guests come in.
I understand.
And
that
you're supposed
reference.
to put Ryan Wiggins locked in his bedroom. He's out.
Ryan is the Billy Madison of this show.
It is what it is. If you're not watching on the live stream, I'm happy for you. So you can go to the YouTube live if you want to see it. It's hard to contain his dancing. We're playing X's and O's with STS Armory. They're located in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. A great sponsor of the show. They are the armorer, you might say, of the Frey family, extended, honestly. And I encourage you to check out their classes. They have a ladies-only conceal and carry class coming up in April. Pack that house and go sign up today. 618-931-GUNS. All right, whose turn is it? Jesse or Katie's turn? Jesse's turn. Ready to attack.
My turn.
Yeah, I think we know exactly what he's going to do, but I'll let you pick. Which square do you want to go with here?
Six.
Six
for the block.
For the block.
For the blocks. Okay,
Clever.
which cast member expert do you want to choose for this important question?
I'm going to go with Annie.
Annie. All right.
Yes.
Yes. I love it.
Yes.
So, if you listen to the Annie Frey Show, you'll know that I am an expert in all things concerning the musician Nelly, whose
Furtado?
debut. What's that?
Furtado?
No, Nelly. Period.
Nelly.
Nelly.
Cornell.
Nelly! Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Because I love him that much. Nelly's debut album sold over 10 million copies in 2000. What was the name of Nelly's debut album?
Country Grammar.
Or was it?
I hope that was
Jesse?
that one. I know that was one of them.
She is correct.
Doggone it if both of you aren't correct. Good job.
I told you.
I walked into this office today, and he's eating a chalupa, listening to this in the background, just bobbing his head at his desk.
That's a true story.
I mean, that's not that's an average way that he prepares for the show.
Yeah.
And if you know that, it makes lots of things make more sense. Chalupas and Nelly instrumentals.
Yeah. And there was no more context to be told to that story.
No,
That was it.
That's all that was happening.
Is that when you told him to get out?
Yeah, I said, get out of here.
Did you feel shame?
Not really. I actually felt pretty good at that moment.
He was dancing.
The world was fine.
All right, Jesse gets the block, so no tic-tac-toe on the board yet. Katie?
Okay.
Where are you going?
Let's go with 1.
All right. Katie is going with 1.
Top left.
Who is on the board that you'd like to pick for the expert?
Let's go with Brad.
All right, let's do this, Katie.
Brad, here we go. Buffalo Wild Wings. It was brought up on this show, in fact, is being sued because boneless wings leads customers to believe that the product is simply the meat of a deboned chicken wing
So stupid.
rather than what they actually are, which is slices of chicken breast meat deep fried like wings.
Delicious.
No argument there, but not a wing. And that is thus the lawsuit. According to the listing on their website currently, though, name any one of their 21 sauces.
Oh, man.
I'm so glad I knew the Nelly answer. Especially after giving you so much crap. I don't feel like you need to have shame if you don't know this. But you might accidentally...
Any one.
You might accidentally know one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Blazin'.
Which puts Katie in an interesting situation. Unless you know them.
No,
I'm going to go with Blazin'.
Sounds good.
With an apostrophe and no G?
Yeah.
Blazing. Ryan?
We're going to give it to him.
Right.
We're going to give it to him.
What is it?
The official title for that one is Blazin' Carolina Reaper. But
I feel
fair
like
enough.
they just added the Carolina Reaper part to it.
I said, according to their website right
give it
now,
to him?
I'm going to give it
I
to
think
him.
you should give it to him because I would have said mild.
That is one.
I know. That's what I would have said.
You want to hear them all?
Is there a lemon pepper?
No.
We don't have time for this.
No.
We end at 3. Fine, I'll skip them.
All right,
Poor
Jesse.
drummer.
Now what? Ooh.
I'm going to have to go with 9.
That's a good space.
Bottom
9.
right.
All right,
This
9
is for the block.
for the block again.
if he
You're playing a
gets
lot
it-
of defense here, Jesse.
If he gets it wrong, it's a tic-tac-toe for Katie.
That's correct. All right, who's answering this question, Jesse?
Choose wisely.
Brad.
Okay.
I
and
said wisely.
that means Brad's off the board, right?
Yep,
This is your
that
last
was my
one.
last one.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Oh, here we go.
Whoa.
They say catchers make the best coaches. Former St. Louis Cardinal Yadier Molina is now coaching in the World Baseball Classic,
so
representing which country?
Plain.
Well, it's not if Hannah got it.
That's true. I'll give you that.
You chose
Yeah.
wisely.
Wait. Hannah, do you know?
No.
Okay.
Puerto Rico.
She's like, Wakanda.
Huh?
Gonna think of a country that won't be the right answer.
Jesse,
No.
you're disagreeing.
I'm disagreeing.
Okay. You are, in fact, incorrect. Brad
Oh,
was correct.
Puerto Rico.
So we're giving that one to
Ooh,
tic-tac-toe to Katie then. Wow. All right, congratulations, Katie. You have the first tic-tac-toe of the game.
Is the t-shirt that you're wearing right now, Jesse, for sale at STS Armory?
We have a few of these left.
Okay.
We do have some green ones.
It's a pretty sweet STS Armory
is.
t-shirt.
I love me
American
some
flag
baseball
on the back.
shirts.
Yeah, baseball ringer tee.
Love those.
Man, we decided, I don't know if I should say this on the air because then someone could call us and tell us no. Well, too late. We're just doing it.
Just do it.
We've got some Annie Frey Show t-shirts here in the building. I'm going to send 10 of them with Katie and Jesse to take back to STS Armory, and the first 10 parties to come in to say hi to Katie and Jesse, you can claim a t-shirt. And you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. We'll pick 10. Is that okay
Sweet.
with, is that okay with you guys?
Awesome.
They're located in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. You can order these shirts on Whiskey Dickerson, and they are amazing shirts, super comfortable. So if you want to buy one, you can do that. But if you want a free t-shirt, there's nowhere else you can go get these right now. STS Armory, you guys will be there tomorrow, I assume?
10 to 6 tomorrow.
10 to 6 tomorrow? Okay. Annie Frey Show t-shirts in the house at STS Armory. Don't call me bosses and tell me no. I've already made commitments to the people. I'll pay for the t-shirts myself. All right. So whose turn is it now? Katie's?
Katie's turn.
All right, Katie.
She's going to solidify her lead or put Jesse right back in the running. What are you going to do here?
Let's go with 2.
Okay, number 2. Who is answering for you?
Let's do Annie.
Okay.
Okay,
Annie is
Annie.
off the board.
All right, once again.
Whoa, my gosh.
These are the sounds of Ireland, by the way.
No.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. No. I have an Irish question for you, Annie. It's about the population of Ireland. It's an over-under. On 20 million. Is the population of Ireland more than or less than 20 million people?
Turn this music up, man.
Yeah, crank it.
I'm only going to answer this if you river dance while I think.
Well, you can't call it Ireland. You have to call it Ireland.
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 Look at him go.
I know, just keep thinking.
I like that it looks like it's sponsored by Ingrezza.com behind it. I have no idea. Under. Don't turn the music off, though.
Okay, going with under?
Yeah,
I'm going to
I
pretend like I'm not out of breath.
But
Katie?
Pretend harder.
I'm going to have to agree with that.
Going to agree, and the answer is yes, that is correct. It is actually only about 5 million people live in Ireland.
In Disneyland, there is a place called Raglan Road, and they do Irish dance during the dinner, and it is the coolest thing. They take pop music, and just very common music, and they do it all via like Irish lean, and it is so cool. I love.
So you've basically been to Ireland since you've been to Epcot, then?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, obviously.
I am a world traveler.
Yeah, all in Florida.
I've drank all around the world. The moonshine in America, though. That's where it's at.
Jesse, it's getting tougher here.
3.
Okay.
He's not afraid.
Number
Is
3.
this back-to-back Hannah questions?
Yes. Oh, man.
Sports.
All right, number 3. This one does have sound, so I'm assuming this has to be Hannah, right? Is that who's answering?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Hannah, I'm going to play for you an unaltered clip of someone talking to Tucker Carlson recently. It is 15 seconds long. I need you to tell me who is talking.
I need spirituality, I need God, or I cannot cope in this world. I need to believe in the best in people. I need to believe that there are new alliances possible, new ways of us communicating, because I see atrophying and corrupt systems delivering yet more misery to people.
Russell Brand?
Russell Brand.
Joe Biden.
He was having one of his episodes. Carrying an accent in that one for no reason.
All right, agree or disagree?
I'll agree.
Correct.
Oh, man.
That was a great.
That is Russell Brand.
That was a great interview.
It was a very interesting interview.
And then he was on Gutfeld, and that was also what I would say interesting. You should see that.
All right, 1 square left. How dominant do you want to be here, Katie?
Go.
Let's go with 8.
Yeah, going with 8. And I assume we have to have Hannah again, right? All right, Hannah.
Sports.
We'll see.
No.
One thing for sure is that you have stumbled into sound. And number 8 is again, Sound AI is a real clip from this week, run through AI software. Tell me who said this.
Paving the way to establish citizen journalism. I have been defamed, arrested, raided, and ultimately removed from the organization I spent so much time developing.
Ooh.
Paving the way to establish citizen journalism, I have been defamed, arrested, raided, and ultimately removed from the organization I spent so much time developing.
Ooh.
You know it, don't you?
Totally. Yep. Just stewing on it.
Mm-hmm. Like a tomato.
Who has gotten let go recently?
Is this person Irish?
Maybe.
I can't confirm completely, but I would think so.
Or deny.
I would think so.
I'm going to say Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Definitely maybe Irish.
Agree or disagree?
Mickey almost.
I'm going to disagree with that one, but I have no idea either.
Okay, well, here's the real one.
Paving the way to establish citizen journalism.
That is James O'Keefe.
Defamed,
so you are correct.
Raided,
from formerly Project
removed
Veritas.
That's right.
From the organization I spent so much time developing.
Little more drama in the way he reads it than the AI.
He created the O'Keefe Media Group, which is called OMG.
That's amazing.
I'm not mad at it.
No, that's perfect.
All right. Well, Katie, you won this one. You get bragging rights all weekend. Yes. And people can come in and tell you congratulations and get those T-shirts to the STS Armory location in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. Like I said, the corner of Highway 111 and South Drive. I encourage you to put your faith and trust in Katie and Jesse and the rest of the staff that you have there. You guys know your stuff, and you know the rules and the laws as much as they're changing. Like, I don't know how you do it.
Lots of reading, lots of time.
Lots of reading and lots of time, but you want to make sure you have an expert in this field, somebody you can trust and rely on to help you feel like you can trust and rely on yourself. Isn't that what it's about? It's STS Armory. Katie and Jesse, thank you so much for your time today. Congratulations, Katie, on your victory. Rub it in all weekend. And we'll have you back again. Stick around, more Annie Frey Show when we come back.
You got the feeling, jump up, touch the ceiling, monks, listen,
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
So get out your seat and jump around, jump around, jump around.
How do you make every day more rewarding? You could write about your feelings. You could do sea turtle stuff. You could practice mindfulness. But how? Or you could just do what you already do with Upside, the free app that gives you real cash back wherever you roll. Like that restaurant that has those curly fries you love, or grocery stores that have the freshest sushi, and gas stations placed perfectly on the route of your next road trip. Sometimes it's the little things. Get Upside and get cash back for doing you. Download the free Upside app and use promo code SUSHI for an extra $10 cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's promo code SUSHI for an extra $10 on the free Upside app. Get cash back for doing you with the free app from Upside.
If you're looking at new windows for your house, choose wisely. Mark Cox here for my friends at Window World. You want to go with a company you can trust. Ranked #1 in the number of windows sold in the country. That's according to Qualified Remodeler magazine. In just over 20 years in business, they've improved the look and obviously the thermal efficiency of over 70,000 customers in St. Louis. They're going to give you a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts and the glass breakage and the labor. It's a good product. Call them at 314-993-1800 for your free estimate. That's 314-993-1800. Window World won the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. That's not easy. They rely on the expertise of their in-house engineers and their analysts and their product experts to give that seal of approval. That should matter to you as well. Call for your free estimate right now. Simply the best for less at Window World. 314-993-1800. windowworld.com.
With the Wholesale Formula Seminar, discover how to start your own Amazon business.
This is Nick Chouquette. I lost a lot of money on a failed landscaping business and had to move in with my dad. After attending the Wholesale Formula Seminar, I went from having no job to $1 million in revenue on Amazon just 2 years later.
Hi, it's Emric Manello. When I first immigrated to the United States, I had no idea how I was going to earn a living. I attended the Wholesale Formula Seminar, and my first year on Amazon, I did over $700,000 in sales.
Whether you have a business and want to sell more on Amazon, retired, or just need extra money, America's Amazon expert Dylan Frost will show you how for only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. That's right, Frost's seminar attendees generated over $1 billion, or to be clear, over 1,000 million in sales on Amazon. Attend Dylan Frost's The Wholesale Formula 2-hour seminar Tuesday, March 28th at 2 p.m. for the greater St. Louis area. Register at thewholesaleformula.com.
The Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health understands how difficult it is to maintain healthy skin and how much this can affect someone's life. With the right combination of treatments and products, they can help you keep your skin looking healthy and more youthful, while also reducing and preventing damage. Take your first step towards healthy skin at the Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health. Visit them at inhstl.com or call to schedule at 314-293-8123. That's 314-293-8123.
Tony La Russa here. Has your loss of energy and weight gain thrown you a curveball in your relationship? If so, go see my friends over at Victory Men's Health. Discreet, first-class professionals will help you hit those curves out of the park. VictoryMen'sHealth.com. That's victorymenshealth.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Save up to $7,500 on a new hybrid HVAC system and save an additional 20% when bundled with attic insulation. This is a limited time offer. For details and a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Shelley Palmer is with the CEO of the Palmer Group. And ChatGPT is literally a word calculator. It does not know the context of the word, the meaning of the word. It has no knowledge of anything. It's just really good.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It's Friday. We appreciate you spending some of your Friday afternoon with us. You guys have any big plans this weekend?
We're going to do a soccer game tonight, which is not looking fun because it is really cold outside right now.
Deceivingly cold.
Yeah, because it looks great if you look out the window.
We had one of those warm days this week.
Uh-huh.
Then you look out the window and you're like, oh, it looks beautiful out there. And you're like, whoa.
What was that, Wednesday?
I don't know.
It was warm for one day, and then it got really cold last night, so it's even colder today than it was yesterday.
I needed to get gas on my way into work, and I was standing out there pumping my gas, and I was offended by how cold it was.
Yeah.
I hate that. That is one of my least favorite things to do is pump gas in the cold.
Well, plus it's mid to late March now. This should not be anymore. I know that it can be. Somebody's going to say, March is tricky. Yes, true,
It
but
might be warm. It might be getting warmer now, but you could still get like an April day that's in the 30s.
oh yeah, we had snow a couple years ago in April.
Yeah, my birthday is the middle of April, and I've had snow on my birthday 2 times that I can remember. And I don't think I've ever had a covered snow, but definitive snow.
I have never had snow on my birthday.
I don't think I've had snow on mine.
My birthday's in August, though.
I was going to say, there's probably some more context that needs to
Speaking
be
of
added.
birthdays, today is my brother's birthday, and I just wanted to tell him happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother Brad.
Brother Brad?
His name is Eric.
Eric, that's easier.
They should have just called him Brad too.
Here's a story that I want to touch on. I think it's important news that people should know about. Yahoo News reporting.
Super important.
$19 million luxury yacht deal brokered by Congressman George Santos
Oh yeah?
between 2 of his wealthy donors.
Wait a minute, brokered by him?
Mm-hmm. Has captured the attention of federal and state authorities investigating the congressman's campaign finances and personal business dealings. The sale, which has not been previously reported, is one of about a dozen leads being pursued by the FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn, and the Nassau County District Attorney's Office. Prosecutors and FBI agents have sought in recent weeks to question the new owner of the 141-foot super yacht, Raymond Tantillo, a Long Island auto dealer, about the boat and his dealings with Santos, including campaign fundraising efforts. Tantillo bought the boat from Myra Ruiz, a Republican donor in Miami. Santos negotiated the payment, $12.25 million up front and $6.5 million more in installments, and advised the two on logistics of turning over the yacht, according to a person familiar with the sale, which took place a few weeks before his election in November. Then they go. Mark Cox always talks about the 5th paragraph rule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is not clear what laws, if any, may have been broken in the transaction. Several election law experts said that if the sale was designed to inject money into Santos's campaign, it might be a violation of federal law governing caps on campaign contributions. It could also be illegal if Santos tied any commission he received on the sale to previous or future donations. But even if Santos broke no laws, the deal serves as further evidence of an emerging narrative given by people in his political orbit that Santos seemed to use his campaign not only to win elected office, but also as a networking exercise to ingratiate himself with rich donors and enrich himself from those contacts. Now do Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm. Is that from Yahoo News?
Oh, I added the last part.
Oh, so they're not actually doing that.
Think about this paragraph. I'm going to read it again with that in mind. But even if Santos broke no laws, the deal serves as further evidence of an emerging narrative given by people in his political orbit that Santos seemed to use his campaign not only to win elected office, but also as a networking exercise to ingratiate himself with rich donors and enrich himself from those contacts.
Now do Joe Biden.
Same.
Very sad.
Isn't that funny? Like,
yeah.
the consequence, if George Santos is my representative, I'm probably annoyed, but I probably also don't want a Democrat to represent me. So do with that what you will in the next election, or have him recalled, or whatever you can do in that district. But George Santos, one of 435 members of the House of Representatives, that is a lying, deceiving politician. Now do Joe Biden.
I got even better news, because I've figured out how to frame the campaign for George Santos going forward. Everything he does from now on, he should say the exact opposite of what he means. So he gets up on the floor, they're debating a bill about the budget or something. He says, I'm against this bill. That's why I'm voting for it. He should do that from now on. Just make it a joke, and he can own it.
I think that's kind of what he's done.
He's close.
He's launched his campaign to run again.
Yeah.
We live in a world where he gets reelected.
Yes, we do.
I don't think he will. I think his district was too competitive, and he's going to get either primaried or lose in the general. I don't think he wins.
His district is a Democrat +2.
Yep.
But my thing is this: it's like my campaign strategy. If I'm him, is to do everything that they sent me to Washington to do absolutely everything, and then say, and I drove the other side crazy while doing it.
That's why he needs to lean into this and
absolutely.
just do the craziest
be
stuff.
More outrageous.
Yeah.
Make sure you mind your P's and Q's as far as doing what you said you were going to do. But outside of that, just drive them crazy. The more outlandish, the better.
It's really annoying. I hate the hypocrisy.
I do too.
But if there's not hypocrisy, that means you haven't done enough research.
Yeah. Yeah, all these people.
How about some good news?
Let's hear it.
The Diamond in the Rough. Brought to you by The Diamond Shop. TheDiamondShop.net.
All right, so this one is a local one, and our sister station, KMOX, covered this one. A teen hot sauce creator is on fire. Drew Davis has cerebral palsy. He sold 17,000 bottles of crippling hot sauce in just 7 months.
It's called crippling hot sauce.
Yes, that's what he named it.
Talk about leaning into it.
So a teenager with cerebral palsy is building a hot sauce empire. KMOX, they interviewed him. His name's Drew Davis, and he was producing crippling hot sauce, his thing he made up. He saved up for 15 years of his life, and he made $3,000, and he says that it's lucky to turn into way more. So the company is doing really well. It started by just going to 3 retailers at first, and now it's up to 97 retailers in just 7 months.
Look at him go.
He
pretty cool.
just signed with Deerbergs, and he has sold 17,000 bottles of his hot sauce so far. His family had to turn over production to a manufacturing facility because they just couldn't keep up.
I was going to say, that's pretty
with
legit.
all of the sales. So he has just contacted more distributors to keep it going, but that is great that he saved up his own money to start his own company and share his message, and now it's blowing up. So congrats.
Yeah, you got to have a niche in that industry, because if you've ever been to a boutique store or whatever that has a lot of that kind of stuff, there are a lot of hot sauces out there right now. You got to stand out.
Before we get to the YouTube poll today, go vote if you haven't yet. We're going to wrap that up here in about 6 minutes. Which show member would make the best Secretary of Transportation? I think it's a brilliant question, and I think you should just back off.
Show's almost starting. Words. Ryan, Hannah, Brad, Annie.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Everybody's a little Irish today, but I thought we would go around and say, what is our what are our known nationalities? I will go first while you guys think of it and do what you got to do to even maybe make it seem a little cooler than it really is, which is what I was always used to be doing. Well, my mom is huge into Ancestry. She will, I have what she has with this I don't know if she thinks she has ADHD, but she does. Mom, you have ADHD. I have it. My brother has it. And it comes along with super focus. We've talked about this before. Hyper focus, I should say. Kind of the same thing.
Superpower.
I think it's a superpower. I really do. If you can harness it. And I have that tendency that she has. If you get on something and you start doing it 10:30 at night, if it means you got to stay up till 4:30 in the morning to do it, you just stay up until 4:30 in the morning to do it. And you could string a night or two of those together like that, and then your body is like, what are you doing? And then it gets you back on track. Ancestry is the thing that my dad will be like, oh, she was up till 3 a.m. doing Ancestry. But she has learned so much about her family. It's very cool to see that. But my dad texted me and said, I am 50% German, 12.5% Irish, 12.5% Danish, and 25% Bohemian. What do you think about that?
Wow, what's up, Boho?
Excuse me?
You know, Boho.
What was that? Ask me anything question
What's
that you
that?
asked before?
I don't know.
If you missed it, folks, and you haven't watched the YouTube live ever, I am imploring you to go back to somewhere probably around 1:30. Might have been a little bit before that, but you'll know. And we were doing Ask Me Anything, and Hannah's, what percent innocent was Hannah when she asked this question?
100.
Yeah, I think 100.
100%.
I think she had anything in mind.
St. Patrick's Day, and her question is, when was a time that you really got lucky?
Which we took for exactly how it sounded.
Yeah, of
and we all
course.
told very honest stories. It was a very, very revealing segment, if you rewind.
Ryan's had to do a gas station bathroom floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's all
and
true.
And a $10 bill.
That's also true.
Yeah, and I got the $10.
Anywho, you will have to podcast or rewind on the Odyssey app. And if you heard that segment, then you know what we're talking about. If you haven't seen that segment yet, you have to go watch Hannah. It is adorable.
She wanted out bad. She wanted out of that segment. She just kept telling us how much time was left in it.
Ryan, your
5
genealogy?
Minutes, 4 minutes.
German, highly German. I think on both sides of my family, I've got names like Schifferdecker and Knockstead. I mean, German.
Knockstead?
I think so. Something like that.
You think so? Did you just make it up?
No,
Or did you just think of the most
Wait,
German
wait.
name
You got to
know?
go back. I don't know all the names, but I remember seeing those.
No, I have
Knockstead.
I have
Why?
A good friend
Of
who's
the
that way.
Bavarian Knocksteads?
No, the German ones. I just said that. But my wife is
Hi, Nathan.
is very, very
hi.
Italian, and I think they've determined that
Your
she.
wife?
Yeah.
That's not you.
I know, but what's interesting is that they've determined that she's enough Italian that she qualifies for Italian citizenship,
Yeah.
and I would, and my kids would by default.
But that's not what your genealogy
I'm just saying it would be cool.
So you're bragging about your wife's genealogy.
Yeah, mine's whatever.
Brad.
So mostly German. I think it's about 90% German, but there's also French, Irish, and a little bit of Native American. But I haven't identified the tribe yet.
Oh. Do you qualify for...
No.
Are you
not-
more a Native American than Elizabeth Warren?
Yes.
Who
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all are.
I've actually seen a picture of my Native American ancestor.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I got to see a picture of I did the ancestry thing for a college project, and I got to see the boat that one of my great-grandpas came over to the United States on and all sorts of things. So that was pretty cool.
I was hoping my mom would text me and tell me because I know nothing other than I have Irish in my blood. That's all I know.
Irish in your blood and in your heart today.
Yep, and on my chest as I'm wearing a green sweatshirt.
Feeling lucky? Do you?
I'm not answering that question.
Last week, Annie was a cougar. This week, she's a boho.
We
I'm okay
have
with
1
it.
minute.
I am who I am. Don't judge me.
I'm not.
Do the poll.
Telling you the facts.
All right, the amazing poll question today.
I don't like your sarcasm.
Which show member would make the best Secretary of Transportation?
People from all over the world are tuning in to hear the results
Pete
of it.
Buttigieg is like, I think Ryan's qualified.
All right, Hannah.
I don't want that
Ryan,
endorsement.
Brad, or Annie, which one of us would make the best Secretary of Transportation? Brad runs it out of the water with 49%, so congratulations.
I don't know.
Sweet.
Is it?
No traffic,
Congratulations.
no potholes. Here we go.
Let's go. Ryan with 21%, Annie with 17%, myself with 14%, and that's good because I would make a horrible.
Wait, you and I got third and fourth?
Yep.
Sexist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt that was sexist. My pitch is that I think Annie should be the transportation secretary simply because the only qualification the current one has is that he ran for office and then dropped out. The person closest to running for office in this room, Annie Frey.
You think it's me?
That's how I'm going to get my job as transportation secretary. I'm going to challenge Annie and then drop out and endorse her for secretary.
There you go.
For secretary position.
Oh, see, you were
Doug
assuming Annie
says-
won. I was
Oh,
assuming
she's
she
going to
lost
win.
and became the transportation
Doug
secretary.
says Brad for Secretary of Transportation. Wiggins shouldn't be in charge of a battery. Hannah's more of a press secretary, and Annie has president vibes.
President of what? Not the HOA and not the PTA.
President vibes.
President vibes.
That's on your signs now.
My signs?
Yeah. whenever you run.
Mark Reardon at the Fish Fry. Brad, you going?
I am. I'm going to head out there.
All right. Mark Reardon Show up next.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice